Must be the Antioch. It is an army, Lord. It's on its army.
Newbieism, newbiology, newbie do what we want to do, and you be asking why. Guess who's back? Oh, did you miss me? You did. Guess who's back? Aw, did you miss me? Listen, it has been real out here in the field in Newbieville. How are you all doing? I just wanted to come and touch down and say hello to the people. I have missed you all. I hope you all have missed me too. And y'all know what I do. Y'all know I'm getting ready to play some music. But it's been a lot for those of us who dabble over here in the real world and in real life experiences. My God, the things that have come my way. Can I talk to y'all about it? Can I talk to y'all about the personal stuff, like the real life stuff, like the outside of YouTube making up shit just to have something to talk about, stuff like the real stuff. Those of y'all that know me, y'all know I'm a mom of 11 children, 10 from my body, 1 from God. And then now I have 10, 10 honey grands. I have 10 grandchildren who are getting up that age. The oldest 2 grandchildren are 13 years old. That's how old I am. I'm old as shit. Do y'all understand it? But loving it. And trying to navigate my children through the raising of their children. It's a lot. It's just like a whole lot going on. And it might come back to bite me, but I'm going to talk about it because I know y'all won't tell nobody else. Like I said, the 2 oldest honey grands are 13 years old at this point, and they've discovered, oh Lord help us, they've discovered their sexuality. They're exploring it. They've come across some things online. It's that time. And I'm trying to think all the way back to help my kid, because the Lord, the 2 parents, my 2 children that discovered this, it's been a whole thing. But I'm trying to be diplomatic, and not that, Gigi grandma diplomatic, because I'll admit it, my grandkids get away with a hell of a lot more than my children ever did or ever will. But I'm trying not to be that right now. I'm trying to be diplomatic. And I'm trying to think back to when sexual things, curiosity, and all of that came across the board in my own life. What I know before anything else is that we didn't have access to the things that my honey grands and your honey, this generation. I know it's like Gen X, Z, and all of the numbers. I don't keep up with none of that. But like our grandbabies, they have access to things that we just did not. Do you know how many child locks I put on phones? And those kids still can get around it. We didn't have access we didn't have the internet. We didn't have even the cable networks that just don't give a damn. We didn't have the access that they have. And as much as we try to restrict it in our own yards, they got friends whose parents may not be paying attention. It's just We didn't have the access that they have. And sure, we hope that they don't get introduced to things, but once they do, we got to deal with it. And we can't give them a mind thing about it. I've said it before. I remember me and Lady Nika. Shout out to Lady Nika. Hey, honey. We're having a conversation and she cracked up because I said, you can't stop kids from fucking it feel good. Could you stop us once we figured out what it was? No. So why should we give our children a mind thing about it? And these are the conversations, because if I'm wrong about it, and if I'm sideways or obscured, I'd like somebody to tell me. These are the kind of conversations that I want to have. I'm not interested in being right. I'm interested in doing what's right for the people that are watching us, if y'all get my meaning. Anyway, welcome to Newbieville. Hey, Taste. I hope that you all had I don't do holidays, and I'm not even going to beat y'all over the head with that right now, but I do hope that you all have had a wonderful, fulfilling weekend and whatever time that you have off and time that you have to spend with your family. I hope it's all been fabulous. But these are just some of the things that have been on Ain't You Sweet Seasons. Greetings, always, right? I'm trying not to. Sorry, y'all. I'm having a couple of snacks right now with my wine. So excuse the chewing, but I got to put something on my stomach. I'm glad you think so, Tease, because I feel like with all the hoi polloi and the Fodorol, it's all fun and cool and fine, but sometimes I am actually having a Bordeaux. It's a full-bodied red that I'm having right now. Sometimes we just need to have real conversations, and we need to have a safe space where, you know, we won't feel like you too invested, or this ain't real life. I don't know, all that shit. And I'm not pissing on anybody in the way they do it. Hey, Vibrant, I just like to provide a safe space where if you need to talk about it, we can talk about it. Because I've had T, should I tell them? Because how long I've been missing? It's been, what is it, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. I've been missing in action because I was out here real life. And if y'all understood the depths of what real life in it has implied for me, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And people they dare to come down and say that I've had this, that, or the third tragedy. I've had this thing occur. And then people have the nerve to say, well, if I was going through that, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Sometimes we need YouTube for the distraction, the noise, just to get us out of the thing that real life is doing to us right now. So I give that. Don't you dare judge people for coming to listen to. I don't know. Don't you dare judge people for how they grieve, how they adapt, how they choose to move forward. I said it before. Like, I like to watch crime shows. That's one of my things. I love a lovely crime show. I love the Crime Network. And one of the first things that they always say is that the wife, she wasn't grieving properly. So she becomes a suspect. And every time I see one of those type of shows, I'm thinking I would be a prime suspect. What is grieving properly? Can anybody tell me? Because see, I'm the type of person, I'm not going to fall apart. First, I freeze. I try to process, but then I go into business mode. We got to figure out all of the who's and what's and dot the I's and cross the T's. And when all of that is said and done, then I go into my private little space and I have my feelings. But according to the crime shows and what the world thinks, that will make me a suspect because I wasn't grieving properly. I didn't fall apart. I didn't cry. My nose wasn't red enough on the day that the cops was asking this. What is proper grief? Can somebody drop down there and tell grieving properly? Goddamn right, Tease. What is that? What is grieving properly? What does that look like? Can somebody tell me so I know what to do next time? What does grieving properly look like? Y'all know, I have no clue either. For whatever reason, the whole, what was that baby's name? JonBenét Ramsey. Can somebody tell me why that is back in circulation? Because I've seen several documentaries and miniseries and things with her name in the title. Why is that? Did something happen? Did they find out who done it? Is there a reason that she's back in circulation? I don't know. But I went, was it last night? I happened to catch one of the documentaries about her, and the main thing that they were saying was how her parents weren't acting right when that happened. Now, again, what do grieving properly look like? Something like that happened to you? You saw it also? Wasn't it crazy? And I have hey, Miss Jean, I have my own thoughts from way back when the shit happened, because I was there in real time when it was happening on what I think. Y'all want to know what I think about it? Because I'll tell you. And no shade to JonBenét's parents and whatever the fuck they got going on, because if I'm wrong, then Lord help us all. But I think the little brother hurt that baby. And I think the parents panicked and covered it. That's what I think. And you know, we've all been in situations, not that situation, but we've all been in situations where you thought, let's just do this and say this. And it just snowballs into something bigger that you didn't expect to happen. But that's my thought. I think, and Lord forgive me, JonBenét's parents, if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. But I think that the little brother, the big brother, hurt that baby. And the parents panicked, trying to protect him. And this is where we are now. That's my basic thought on it. God knows, I hope that whoever done it comes to justice, feels the wrath and all of the things. But that's been my thought from the beginning, from that mother's initial 911 call. It just never sounded right to me. But here I am saying the thing that people, I don't know. What does proper grieving sound like? What is the initial panic? What is the response supposed to sound like in a situation like that? So I don't know. But still in all, watching that whole thing play out, I feel like the brother, I feel like he hurt her. accidentally, and the parents panicked and tried to cover it. So yeah, that's my thought on it. Did I drop my link just in case anybody else want to come up? Because I'm just here. I can't believe it's taking so long. I know. Like, Miss Jean, how long has it been? I know it's been well over 20 years, right? Am I right? Or am I giving it too much? It's been over 20 years, right? So anyway, y'all know how I do. I was going to play some music if y'all want to hear some music. So if y'all have any requests, drop them down. Because I'm just I've had an eventful. Let's see. The Bible says in these last days the righteous will live to see the revenge. Wait on the Lord. You better say it. You better say it. And the last bit there, that's what people don't want to do, is wait on the Lord. We want it right now. We want it out of a microwave. We don't want to wait till the oven get done cooking it. It's been 28 years, Miss Jean. See, the people who investigate the crimes are used to seeing a certain type of reaction from the relatives, and when it differs, they get suspicious. Right. But you have to know people deal with things. And again, I'm going to make myself the example. I probably, in those situations, come off as very stoic because I self-anesthetize. I go numb. And I say, let's handle the business. We got to get the obituary written out, and we got to figure out the grave plot. We got to do, and I'm in business mode. And so I'm kind of numb and robotic on autopilot, if you will. When it's all over, then I go in my private little closet and I have my feelings. But to investigators and whoever looking, they would say, I'm telling you, I would be a prime suspect. And they would say, she's not acting very, I don't know, cuckoo, or whatever they expect you to act like. I would be the person that they're looking at because I try to pull myself together as much as I can. And what the fuck does proper grieving look like? I don't think that's the time you should be judging people on how they handle themselves. Shit. Especially the people who have been there for that's going through this for the first time. You don't know what you're going to act like in a situation until you're in that situation. Because, oh, dear God in heaven. Tease, should I tell them what I'm talking about? Or should I just shut up? Let me see. Vibrant is one of my favorite lab techs. She's so she always here for me. Think, depending on what state of mind you're in at the time of grief, produces a person's method of coping. You're absolutely right. Also, if it's a loss of life, how the relationship was while they were alive. Absolutely. Tease, what are you hollering no for? You hollering no, ma'am. Don't tell them what I've been through in these past 3 weeks. Okay. I won't tell them. But what it is that I'm saying is that people's coping mechanisms are completely different in how you handle and just try to get to the next day. It just does something to me to see, oh, she wasn't acting like a grieving wife. Fuck. You ever been a grieving wife? Your world ever been turned upside down with no warning? Let's see how you act. Type shit. Y'all, did I title this live? Or did I just run in here like, do not tell? Okay, CC. Why you won't hit the panel now? If you want me to shut up, you know it's only one way for me to shut up. Miss Jean, you've been there. I know. See, those of us of this particular age that everybody always trying to front on the age that we're at. You know, we done lived through some stuff. And Miss Jean, I just want to very seriously ask you, as a woman like myself of a particular age, because, you know, in a lot of people's minds, we some old bitches and whatever being an old bitch entails. What is the alternative to aging? Miss Jean, if we're not aging, what have we done? Because it's a very final answer to that. If we're not aging, what have we done? And is that the better prospect? I'm just asking. I adore every ounce, every bit, and every day of the age that the Lord has allowed me to get to. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to smack in y'all ear, but I'm snacking on. I got some praline pecans, bananas, and dried cranberry, Havarti cheese, and some kind of old tripped out cracker. I don't even remember what the name of that cracker is, but I'm snacking. Okay. Vibrant, let me read y'all's comments. Vibrant says, I was very close with my mother and also her caregiver. When she died, I didn't cry. I was very sad, but I had been in her life forever, present. She was my best friend. The crying came beforehand. Thank you. Prayers, sorrows, Vibrant. It's a natural process. We all go to, we all going to go through, whether we like it or not. I don't understand the not liking it part. Shit. The alternative to aging is death. You want to die young? I don't. Congratulations on your Mod of the Month award. Y'all are so sweet to each other. I love when y'all love on each other. I just like Vibrant. All of us are going to grieve, process, and endure differently. Like, okay, TC has forbidden me from talking about the very recent thing that I went through. And maybe I don't need to talk about it right now because it's very raw and I might say the wrong things. But let's talk about what y'all know about. Like my brother, I talk about him all the time. He left me in 2015. And I feel like I'm not going to do it. But with him, without going into the details of how he left me, that was twin. That was buddy. That was the person that I called God before I made a move one way or the other. That was my guy, and he gone, and it still hurt. And I got to a place where I felt like I should be past it. It shouldn't hurt this much more Who the fuck says? There are some days, like right now, if I just went into, in this moment, a conversation about him, we could laugh because my brother was a character and he was funny and he was brilliant and he was all of these things. And I could, right now in this moment, I feel like I could express that. Him playing the guitar left and right handed and teaching me just all of the funny stories. And I can think about him right now with y'all and laugh. But there are some days when I could be walking down my hallway to go get a glass of water. And out of the blue, it just feel like somebody hit me in my goddamn chest with a sledgehammer. And I can't function. And it shuts down my whole day. And I don't know when them times are going to happen. Hey, Mr. Williams. Hey, darling. You cannot tell a person how to grieve. There is no expiration date on your feelings. No, you shouldn't unpack and live there and make it a crutch. But feelings are meant to be felt. And when you feel it, it's okay. I don't know how people got it crossed up that when you are hurt emotionally, you're just supposed to be quiet. If somebody walked up and kicked you in your shins with a steel-toed boot, you would holler, ouch. And the whole time that it's healing and you look at that big purple bruise that's on your leg, you would talk about it and say, the fuck, ouch. So when something or someone kicks you in your heart, why do people think you're being dramatic when you say, ouch? That hurts. That bruise is purple and ugly, and it's bothering me. Don't let anybody take away your right to say ouch. If it fucking hurts, fucking say ouch. Okay? That's my, I don't even do Christmas, but that's my Christmas gift from me to y'all. If it hurt, say ouch. Damn it. Until it feels better. All right? I don't get it. But you know, the psychology behind it is that people shush you so that they'll feel better about the shit they did to you. You know that's all that is. They don't want to be reminded of the shitty thing that they done. So they try to make you feel bad for remembering it or reacting to it. And we're not going. Feelings are meant to be felt, and you are allowed to have your feelings. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't unpack and just live there and use it as a crutch. But you feel your goddamn feelings when you need to feel them. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vibrant. Thank you, Vibrant. Let me show y'all my fro. Because I said earlier on somebody, where was I at Lemons? Oh, my little new son, Lemon. That's my baby. I know people have a problem with Lemon, but I understand him. And I get his journey. And so I'm just going to hold his hand when he needs his hand held. And I'm going to thump him on his fucking forehead when he needs his forehead thumped. But that's my Lemon. Anyway. I was over there and somebody commented on my fro. Let me show y'all the fro. Because my fro is an outward expression of how I feel inwardly right now. Y'all see that? See how discombobulated? Y'all see him? Oh, my hair, her name is Luna. That's her name. I name everything and everybody around me has a nickname. And somebody asked me, why did I name my fro Luna? Her name is Luna because we have been through so much. She used to have me acting like a lunatic. There are so many newbie stories that I can tell you when I wanted this hair to go left and she went right, and she had me acting like a lunatic. So her name is Luna. But yeah, how she looks right now is how I feel all over the damn place. Say hi to the people, Luna. Oh, wow. You said it's natural and not discombobulated, baby. Listen. Okay, I'm gonna call you tomorrow when I'm detangling it, and you tell you see if you still feel the same way. Hey, Liz, how you doing, my darling? I love your hair. I love your looks, all of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was supposed to be wearing wigs this week, but I just didn't feel like it. You know, I was gonna braid my hair down and put some wigs. So let me tell y'all something about Mr. Teese's best friend. I kind of fucking hate that I even let them meet. I don't know. It's just doubled back on me because she's an insurgent and she's always on his side. I don't give a shit what we talk about. She always on his side. I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out a way to break them up. But he is cute in the manner that he pays attention. Because like when the Mississippi end of summer, because y'all know it's different down here. Like I just this past week had to turn the heat on because the weather is just different. It's different here. But when it started getting cold, chilly, I said, okay, I can start to wear my wigs because in the summertime, I'm not putting on a wig for anybody in Mississippi. It's too mother freaking hot, right? But when the weather broke and I began to pull my wigs out, I looked and I thought, oh, this one is nappy. This one is done too much. They done did all. I needed new wigs. And I was just thinking that out loud. And I said it in front of him, like, I need some more throw me on everyday wigs that I can just plop on my head when I don't feel like doing nothing to my own hair. And he went and ordered. Tease, how many did we count tonight? I just showed them to you. 10 wigs. This man went and ordered for me. Now some of them, I love him and I don't want to hurt his feelings. But some of the wigs, no ma'am. But he tried. He tried. And that's the point. Yeah, 10. Okay, 10. It was 10, right? So we're gonna work with him and make him do. But that's the kind of guy I got in my corner. He tried. I can't be mad. He tried. He tried. Bless his heart. I done lost my point. I don't know what the hell I was talking about, y'all. I know I'm all over the place. It has been for the past 3-4 weeks. It's really been eventful for me, and I have been out of the loop. I don't know what is going on. I know, like, when you miss things in the beef sector, like being gone for a week is being like being on for a whole year. So much, it moves so fast, and there's so much going on. But I missed y'all, and I wanted to come and say hi to the people and show my support for those. I don't even know who is live right now. And I know there's this whole thing about going live on top of each other. I did not look. I didn't even look to see. A week, yes, Liz. A week is a lot. A lot goes on, and it's hard to keep up. But what I try to do instead of asking a bunch of questions is just like jump in and catch what I can catch and see what's what and see if I can catch up. If you just shut up and listen long enough, you can get the gist of what's going on. And thank you, Miss Jean. Thank you so much. It's a lot. It's a lot. Tease won't let me talk about it. She's telling me I shouldn't, so I'm gonna take her advice and just not talk about it. But my God, today it's been a lot. Jay, a Dizzle, hey my darling. Do the double dutch. Jeez, what? Not the double dutch. It was something else. Oh my God. I know. Like I have notes every time. I swear to God. If it's just one or two, I always try to take notes and I say I'm gonna talk about this and then I can't ever remember it when I get down here. But I don't know. I just try to make Newbieville a place where we could express and share and be comfortable and feel safe. Did y'all catch my little intro? Did y'all see that? Let me see if I can find it again for those of y'all who just got here. And I have to give a special shout out to Hey It's Jay because she created this little intro for me with very little information. I just gave her like a general idea of what I thought about I may perhaps want. I just told her a couple of things and this is what she came up with and I love it. Newbieism, newbiology, newbie do what we want to do, and you be asking why. Guess who's back? Aw, did you miss me?
Uh-huh.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the cutest? I thought that was so cute. And she took it, just like I said, I gave her a general idea of what I wanted. She did that all on her own. Some of those videos and pictures, I don't even remember posting them, but she got it and put that together. Isn't it cute? Jay Dunn says, he is doing well laying down in his house. Y'all got to be talking about Zulu. How's my little buddy Zulu? I'm looking at my phone and looking at the live, like the chat on StreamYard. It is so very different. And I know I've said this 250 million times before, but I'm going to say it again. Please don't be mad at content creators, especially the ones with the larger numbers. If they don't see you, if they don't respond, if they don't read your comment, because first of all, it moves a whole lot different on StreamYard than it does and if they don't have a second device, they're probably just flat out not seeing it. And even still, because it's like, it's only 15 people and it's jumping and it's moving all over the place and it's hard to keep up. So imagine when people have hundreds, and let's not even get into the people with thousands of people in it. It's hard. So don't feel slighted if people don't call you out individually. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. And then as watchers, as the people in the chat, do y'all like it? I don't. I ain't even gonna make y'all. I'll keep it on me. When you tune in and you listen to somebody's intro, which some of the intros are like long as hell, and then after the intro, you got 20 minutes of, hey Vibrant, hey Miss Jean, hey Liz, hey J Dunn. Do y'all really like sitting through that? I don't. Is that mean? I'm sorry. It's just the truth. I don't like sitting through all of that. So it's easier, the bigger people get, to just say, hello, chat. Thank you all for being here. Because when it's 700 people, who want to sit through you reading each name of them 700 down people? Get to the commentary, But that's just me. Maybe it's just me. I'll keep it on me. I've learned about that. It's hard to watch and talk. It is. It is. If Miss Jane agrees, That's just a whole lot to do. Y'all, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I just wanted to come live and touch down and say hello to the people. I don't really have a topic or a whole lot to talk about. And I'm over here snacking and trying. My heart is not to smack in y'all's ear because y'all be reading the shit out of people smacking in y'all ear. Y'all so mean. I'll be listening. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Wait, I'm going on mute. Wait a minute. Okay, my bad. I was crunching on some celery and cucumbers right then. I didn't want y'all to suffer through that. TZ, I thought about it. I might get him a pair of antlers because his haircut has him looking like a reindeer. Yeah, how cute. We want to see that. It's like rubbing your tummy, hopping on one foot, and and patting your head with the other hand at the same time. So, did y'all see? Because let me tell y'all, last time I was here, when I had a little time, I was over to my son Lemon's. You know, y'all know I'm a mother, and that mother instinct in me just comes out, and that's what's happened with Lemon. I my mothering instinct comes out when I deal with Lemon. Wait, challenge, Liz? What we challenging? But he was doing For the Love of Trish the last time that I was there, and I volunteered to be a part of her. Did you like your chocolate? Yes, it is really good, Miss Jane. It's really good, but you have to be careful because the chocolate is good and you want to eat 3 or 4 of them and forgetting that the liquor is in it, and then that liquor hits you. But yeah, it's super, super good. Matter of fact, I'll show for the people who weren't, because where was I? Were we on Lemons? Yeah, we had to be because that's the last time I remember camming up. Let me show the people what we're talking about, Miss Jane. This is the Jose Cuervo chocolate. And you got the Fireball. It's some Baileys back there too, but that's the Fireball. That's kind of spicy when you eat it. But yeah, they're chocolates. And they're liquor infused. Mm-hmm. Super good. Mm-hmm. Hot. You know, a Fireball. It's like that. It's a cinnamony hot feel to it. That's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, Liz, you done tried them before? They're good. Super good. I have to keep them up out of the way of the children, of course. But what was that? Oh, the love of Trish. I had said that I was going to participate, but then I had a family situation come up and I couldn't make it. And that bothered me because when I put my word out there, I try to honor it in any situation. And I haven't. Did any of you all watch it, The Love of Trish? How did it go? Because I hadn't watched it yet. I'm going to, when I get a chance, go and check out the replay. And I think I remember him say they were saying it was going to be 3 parts. So Lemons was the first part, and I think Lolo and was it Lolo? Somebody anyway. It was supposed to be 3 parts. So I know Lemons, the first part was yesterday, and I was supposed to be there, and I missed it. But I hope that went well, and I'll catch the replay. You watched a little. All I remember is that she had an owl. She had an owl mask on. But yeah, she's wild. The whole thing is, what was it about? Because Trish is married, right? Unless something happened that I'm not aware of. She's married. So I kind of took the whole thing like as a joke. I don't know, something just to fill the time and the space, because Trish is married, correct? And vibrant. I think Trish is blocked, because if you remember, you remember. Without me having to say too much. Can you please check for me and see if Trish is blocked out of this chat? Thank you, darling. But she, exactly, she's married. Okay, yeah, she's married. So I didn't think this whole thing was serious. And I know she said somewhere inside that commentary that it was for friendship and not just romance or dating or falling in love. Ouch, child, shit. I don't know. But at this point, we just be doing all kind of stuff to fill the time and have commentary. You saw about 15 minutes of it and then you left. What you see in the first 15? What did you see in the first 15 minutes, Miss G? Is it worth me going to catch the replay? I think Trish was also looking for a good Judy. Right. And that's why I said that I would jump in. And, me and Trish we've had our moments. But I just decided it is so much easier and lighter to not hold on and begrudge and be mad. I'm just like, Trish is who the fuck she is. We all know Trish is crazy, and I'm not gonna burden myself with being angry with her for being her. Trish is just who she is. You got to see the mask. Okay. I'm gonna go watch it. See the mask then, Liz. It took that long for him to mic check. Oh my God. And get everything together. See? Okay, Mr. Williams. Thank you for being here. If you're not able to come back, we appreciate you being here for the time that you did spend with us. But yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. Matter of fact, when I get done with this and I go settle in for the night, that'll probably be my going to sleep watch. So I'm assuming just from y'all's comments that she didn't make a love match on this first round. But there are, like I said, I think if I heard correctly, there are 2 other rounds. I don't know what other content creators were hosting the second part, but I know that there are supposed to be 3 rounds. If I'm not mistaken, there are 3 rounds. So she didn't make a love match on this first one. So we got the second and third to hold on, Miss Jean. Hey, Miss Jean, thank you so much for being here. I love my lab techs. Y'all are so faithful. Because, Miss Jean, I know you don't be up late at night, but it's just somehow whenever I go live late, you always here. Thank you so much, darling. I love you for that. TC, okay. I was kind of scared. I said, why every time I look at my clock, I see 11:11 or 1:11. Y'all know it's only 10 o'clock where I'm at. Well, it's 10:16 right now. So we on different time zones. What that's about okay. Daylight savings time has been happening all of our lives, all of us, no matter how old we are. It's been a thing, it's been a part of our life every year. This year, for me, it has thrown me completely off. I don't know what it is about this year. I can't get with it. I'm so off balanced because of it. Because like 4 to 4:30, it's dark here in Mississippi. It I don't know. And maybe it was like that last year. I don't know. But this year it is really, really messing with me. And not so much in the mornings because I love breaking night. I love to be awake when the sun comes up. This just I love watching the sunrise. That's I love to break night. I'm a vampire. That's my whole thing. But this getting dark that early, it's been throwing me off. And I like once it's dark, I feel like the whole day is shut down. I don't know. Is it just me, or is it bothering anybody else this year more significantly than it did any other year that I can remember? Oh, it's 8:15. Is it still light? Is it dark outside? Liz, where you at? Because I did y'all was y'all watching Lemon earlier when he walked for us and showed his feet? It was dark where I was, but I've noticed that it was still light outside in California. So is it dark there yet? It's dark? Okay. Child, it's been dark here for hours upon hours. And that's really messing with me. Like, if you don't have what you got to get done by 3 o'clock, you're going to be doing the rest of it in the dark. It's crazy. The seasons change. We having to, wait a minute. 18-degree weather? Where you at, Miss G? Well, you don't have to say it if you don't want to. Now, I am from Michigan, born and raised. And now I live here in Mississippi. So I'm always looking at these people like, y'all don't even know what cold is. When they get to getting cold and shivering. And I also lived in Florida and worked there for 2 years. I think, hey, Lady T, Florida is the worst. Like, it could be 76 degrees. They talk about, oh, it's cold. Florida is the worst as far as the southern states go. But yeah, me being a Michigander, I just be looking at these people like, if y'all only knew what cold was, okay? I used to walk to school in 10 inches of snow. Cut it out. 30 below zero temperatures and things of that nature. They don't know what it is to be cold down here. I don't think it's daylight saving time. I believe you have a crowded heart mind nowadays, and eventually you will sort, file, and be lighter. From your mouth to God's ears. And you're about right. It's a lot. Oh, Miss Jean, you in Detroit? Come on, Detroit. I didn't know you were a Michigander. I knew I loved you for a reason. We are neighbors. Now, well, the rest of the world don't know this, but Michigan, Flint and Detroit are quote unquote rivals. We're not supposed to like each other until we're dealing with people outside of Michigan. And you know how that goes. It's crazy how the turf wars go, right? But Detroit and Flint are rivals, if you will. I just want more people like Miss Jean to stand up and represent my home state, okay? Because a lot of the people that we get that represent Detroit, especially, I ain't feeling it. We don't claim them people, do we, Miss Jean? You wasn't looking at your phone, J Down? You having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning? I understand it. Right. Miss Jean, you agreeing with me on the people? We don't claim any of those people, and they do not represent our home state as a whole. I need some more. Like Troy Allen is one of the few people that I will stand up and clap for that say he from Michigan. Some of them people that claim they from Detroit, I ain't like, no, stop saying, stop saying y'all from. I got it bad enough with the Flint water. You know what I mean? Like, damn, can we get some better representation of Detroit? Hey, Beachy, you just pray for them. That's the only thing we can do at this point. Just go on and pray for them and call it a day. Because, my goodness, who raised some of these people? Who raised some of these people? So, do we... do we blame the people individually? You love Detroit? I do too. I love my entire state, the Upper Peninsula and the Lower, because my family had property in the UP, and we would vacation up there, and they would hunt and do all of the things. I love my state, but good God, some of the people that are representing us, I don't agree. Raised by wolves, I don't even know if I would put that on wolves, Beachy. I don't. It's so, I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but I've been in a situation where I had to be around family and the affiliates of family. And some of the just basic things have been like, I have OCD, okay? And not in the sense where people who like to clean or people who, not in the sense where people throw it around casually. I deal with OCD in a very real way. But I'm better. Praise God. But it has become, I don't know if I would call it a crutch or just my happy place. When all else fails, if I got something to clean and organize, it gives me peace. Okay. So in this recent family situation, that's what I was doing. While everybody else was doing what they were doing, grieving the way they needed to grieve, I found me some stuff to clean up and organize. Or goodness, I don't even know if that's a word. Bear with me. In the midst of this, as I'm cleaning, I took the broom and the mop and the dustpan outside and I cleaned it. I took the water hose, sprayed the broom and the mop off and the dustpan and cleaned that up. And that became a big discussion of what is she doing with her nervous ass? Why is she am I the only person? I mean, hands in the air. I just want to know, am I the only person that not every day, but whenever I feel the need, I go ahead and I clean my broom and I clean my mop and I clean the dustpan off. But the people who I was dealing with was thinking, their thought was, well, you put it in water, like the mop, you put it in clean water, so why do you have to clean it? Am I the only person that feel like you have to clean the things that you clean with? Not every time, but whenever the mood, like they thought that was just the weirdest thing that they had ever seen, because I took the broom and the mop and the dustpan and sprayed it off with water hose and I cleaned it down and flipped it up. You know how you turn it upside down so the drip and drip, all of that. And then I begin to notice like some other, like the toilet brush. Y'all know the brush that you clean. Am I the only one who takes that and cleans it separately? You spray it down with bleach and rinse it out and zhuzh it around and put it back in there. Is that, am I doing too much? Is it just me? I think just from what I gathered this past week or so, because even the drain part of the sink, I was told that I was like, oh my gosh, she real nervous. She real, some word that they use, because I took, where the drain, when you take the thing, what do you call that thing that you put in the sink to catch the food? You take that and flip it and throw it in the garbage. Under that, in that drain part, I took the Brillo pad and cleaned, because it was, and they like swore up and down, you don't have to clean that because water is going down it, and that's where you put the. Am I explaining this right? Is it just me? Let me read y'all comments. Soaked in thank you. Who said that? Lady V? Absolutely. You soak it in bleach and you clean it. Clean it after a certain amount of time. I will throw it out and get a new one. Thank you so very much. It's not just me. Thank you. I also wash everything. If it isn't nailed down, it's going in the washer. You goddamn right. We understand. Thank you all so much. Because they had me thinking that I was crazy. They had me thinking that, like I was a little left of center. If you never, vinegar and baking soda, like if you never clean your mop, y'all ever smelt a mop that was past the time to be clean? Y'all ever smelled that? I'm just saying. I don't know. And also, let me just say this for the sensitive people among us. If this is not how you do things, it's okay. Ish. It's just not the way that others of us choose to do it. I'm so sick and freaking tired of different. Just me saying that I do this different from you. I believe different from you. I move different from you. People taking that and saying, you think you're better. When I say different, I don't mean better, worse, or in between. Different. Just different. Just different. You might like your chicken soaked in gravy. I don't. It don't mean one is better than the other. They're just different. That's all. That's all. Different does not mean that one is better or worse. They're just different. There are things. How are we going to learn if everybody doing the same goddamn thing? We can't learn from each other, right? You can't use bleach. It gives you a headache, hives, and itchy too. I get it. And I know a few people like that. And see me, I use bleach and ammonia. And people have been telling me for years it's going to be the death of me. And it probably will. But I feel we all got to die from something. Because if it's not bleached and ammonia down, to me, it doesn't feel clean. And I'm not saying for the people that don't use bleach and or ammonia that their house not clean. Y'all use what y'all use to clean your house with. I'm saying my level of comfortability requires bleach and ammonia. Y'all ever pour it in together and it starts smoking? If it ain't smoking, I don't even feel like, I know. And I know that's bad. I know that ain't good for my lungs, but that's what it takes for me to feel like some shit is clean. Mm-hmm. So when I say OCD is not a game. my OCD came with medicine and therapist, for real. I ain't even ashamed to say it. It was bad. It was bad. It was life altering. It was staggering. And I thank God for growth. I'm better now. I'm better now than I was. But it just, when and Miss Jean, you know this about me. When people throw out diagnosis and just be saying stuff randomly, it bothers me because it's people who are really dealing with these things, wishing that they were quote unquote normal. And for people to just throw it around casually and loosely, it bothers me. But that's my thing. That's just me. I'll tell y'all another one. Ooh, y'all might get mad at me. Words. I am a logophile. I am a grand lover. Yes, Viper, bleach and pneumonia. I am a grand lover of words. I won't even say the stolen ass English language because that's a whole nother story for another day, and I can stay on that one for hours. But I'm a grand lover of words. I love researching words and their origins. Like, for example, the word luxury. The root word is a word, and I might not be pronouncing it right, but the root word is lux or lux, Lux, which is an old Welsh word meaning sloth or laziness. That is the root word in the word luxury. Just let that one marinate for a minute. The root word in luxury is laziness or sloth. Once again, I'm gonna just let that marinate. But I'm a grand lover of words, right? Right. So I'm always looking at words and their meanings and their origins and where they came from. In that vein, the word that people love to throw around, a lot of people love to throw around now, this word, bougie. Do y'all notice that I've never used that word? I don't like it when people refer to me in that way. I don't refer to others in that way. I don't like that word because the word bougie is not even a word. First of all, it's bourgeois. That's the word. It's a French word. Also, lux. It's lux? Okay, lux. That word means laziness or sloth. But bougie, bourgeois. I wish I could. I may go and put the link on my community wall so that y'all can see it. So y'all don't think that I'm just talking. The word bourgeois basically breaks down to the word or phrase wannabe. See, the French aristocrats, the moneyed people, the wealthy people, the old money people referred to the middle class, up and coming, trying to fit in as people as bourgeois. The wannabes, the ones who were living above their means, the ones who wanted to look like they belonged with the old money, but actually didn't. The ones who were up to their eyeballs in debt, trying to keep up with the actual old money, wealthy people. It was a put down. It was shade, if you will, to be referred to as bourgeois. And somehow it ended up being translated into bougie. So the term bad and bougie is ridiculous to me. Because I know what the word, and I ain't trying to crap on anybody else, because sometimes, newbie, you be a great teacher. You should open some classes on YouTube. I'm not having these people shooting at me, Miss Jean. Because some people just like to live in their little delusional bubbles, and they just like to see reality as what they see it as. And I ain't trying to mess unless somebody asks me. If you ask me, I'll tell you. But if people don't ask, I ain't trying to mess up. People like to live right where they at, which Miss Jean, again, great lover of words. Scotoma is one of my favorite words. I implore y'all to go look that word up. That word means the mind sees what it wants to see. So see, Miss Jean, some people you could tell them the truth and you could teach them, but if it don't fit their narrative and their delusion and the thing that they want to believe, they're not going to receive it, and they're going to see it. You know, the type of woman that get punched by a man. I think, who was it, the comedian some more, that said she dickmatized, and she like, he don't be hitting me, I'll be like walking into the punches. That's scotoma. The mind is going to see what it wants to see. So if people don't ask me for the truth, I don't try to give it to them. But on the opposite side of that same coin, if you don't want the real truth, please don't ask me. I'm sugar free. I ain't candy coating shit for you. I'm going to tell you the truth. So if you don't want to hear the truth, please don't ask me. But yeah, that's in my to cap that off, it just, in my being a grand lover of words, it just goes through me every time I hear somebody, I'm bad and bougie this, bougie bitch, bougie back. You're calling yourself a wannabe. You're calling yourself somebody who wants to look okay instead of actually being okay. You're calling yourself somebody who would run their credit up to ought to be down to fit in with the Joneses. That's what bourgeois. That's what that is. It was a fucking insult. Nobody wanted to, when the word originated, nobody wanted to be called that. It was an insult. And here we go. People have embraced it. So I'm going to shut up before people start throwing darts at me. But I'm telling you, all you Miss Bad and Bougies, that's what the word means. Let me read y'all's comments. I appreciate your sharing of words. Look them up from your community wall. Yeah, I'm always putting stuff on my community wall. Newbie, Mama Nim. Mama Nim? What's that? Tease. I've told you about Nikki, my best friend. That was just the way me and her greeted each other. She was another grand lover of words, and her, I don't know, just being silly and being Nikki. Instead of when she saw me asking me, how you doing? How's the family? She would say, hi, yo mama Nim. I don't know why. And it just kind of picked up and carried on. But that's what that means. How your mama and them. How are you and the family doing? That's what that means. Bougie or ghetto? Choose. Basically, Tease, that's what the aristocrats were calling the bougie people. They were calling them ghetto and be beneath them. Miss Jean, a lot of newbieisms, and chew on that are teaching classes. Thank you, Vibrant. Newbie, bad and bougie do not go together. They don't. They don't. But pay attention to the people who call themselves bougie. Really look at them. No shade, no, just all tea. Now, look at some of the people whose whole brand, their whole self-identity is bougie. Look at them closely and tell me what you see. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I understand newbieism. Thank you, Vibrant. Thank you, Vibrant. I just be trying to tell the people. They be mad with me when I tell them the truth. Like, people love me. Like, newbie so sweet. But if I ever, because once again, I don't feel so self-important that every time a subject comes up, I got to jump on a panel and I got to make it about me and I got to give my damn opinion that ain't nobody asked for. Now, if you ask me, I will tell you to the best of my ability what the truth what my truth is as I know it. I will share it. If I've done that on a consistent basis, people would not like me. I know, because sadly, people claim to crave the truth, but when they get it, they reject it. They don't want it. They don't like it. So again, if I just, if I decided to do a vlog where I'm just going to report on what I see and I told the truth as I see it, people wouldn't like me. People wouldn't like me because, mhm. Real bougie, don't talk about it. Tease, I have said that in 250 million different ways now. Once again, I can only tell my truth. I can only speak from where I am and my observations of the world. Yes, bourgeois was originally used to describe the middle class whom were fixated on material things. Thank you, Vibrant. Let me put that on the screen. Chew on that. Chew on that. But please, the moneyed people, the powerful people that I've been exposed to, and I'm not saying I'm one of them because I'm not. I ain't saying I got it because I don't. I've seen it. I've been around it. I am not saying that I'm one of the elite because I'm not. I'm just keeping my head above water, making a way where I can. Temporary layoffs, good times. Easy credit rip-offs, good times. That's me. But the people with real money and real power that I've encountered do not walk in a room hollering, I'm rich and or powerful. Their money and their power speaks for itself. They don't have to tell nobody. They don't have to tell nobody. They don't have to have gold and diamonds dripped off every body part they could fit it on. They coming in with New Balance and duck head shirts on because they don't want nobody to know, because that's when all the piranhas come. That's my experience. I could be wrong, but from where I stand, good time. You know what I mean? Like from where I've been situated, watching it go down. Real money and real power were not walking in screaming who and what they were. They let their money and their power speak for itself. So, that's just how it looked from where I'm sitting. I'm just saying. And even in my, I'm comfortable. I'm thankful that I have enough where I'm not hungry and the people around me are not hungry and we good. But even I, at my level of income where I'm at, I don't always want people to know what I have or why I have it or how I'm moving with it, because it brings in the vultures. Does that make sense? I'd rather look poor and be fine. I'd rather look hungry with a full stomach than look full with an empty stomach. Do that make sense? I'm trying to tell you. Okay, everybody have a blessed night. Tish, you go. I'm getting, and I hadn't realized I've been here for over an hour just running my mouth. Hadn't realized that I even been here this long. But I appreciate everybody that has come to listen to me ramble. I'm going to need you to go live more. I'm so sick of that Luca Lou. Wait a minute. Okay, Miss G. Okay, Miss Jean, I got you. I got you. But you see, that's one of the reasons that I don't, because I feel like some people would rather live in Never Land than to just have real conversations. But I got you. I appreciate if it's only two of us in here, we're gonna do it, Miss Jean. We're gonna do it more often where we could just be comfortable to share and talk about whatever the herb and the weather, you know. I appreciate you, Miss Jean. I appreciate that comment. Not Luke and Laura. You took me way back. You took me way back. There are exceptions, absolutely. Yeah, Mr. Williams, you know it's always good to see you. And I have not forgotten, Mr. Williams, we got to do our musical live together. We're gonna get on top of that. You just let me know when, and we'll do that. Or we can do some what if you remember we were talking about doing some comparison, the old school versus new school, things that the younger people have sampled that they don't know. You know what I mean? Some of the older songs and some of the things that were stolen from us by the other people that a lot of the younger generation don't even realize was ours to begin with. Whenever you're ready, just let me know and we'll do that live. I got a list as long as Train Smoke. I'm ready whenever you're ready. Let me see. Vibrant. Usually newfound fortune is when you encounter brashness. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's easy to point you to kind of point out people who are not used to having because they talk about it. They brag. They it's kind of easy for the ones who know to know you're not used to having because you feel the need to talk about it. Those that are comfortable with it, they don't have anything to prove. I had a I had a $200 lunch today. People with real money don't feel like that's a flex. It's just life. It is what it is. And that goes also for non-monetary things, for females or people, period, talking about the men or the women that they can get. Let me tell y'all something. Speaking as a hetero woman who has lived amongst a sea of hetero men, penis is the easiest thing in the world to get. There is no flex in that. There is nothing to brag about. And that is not a slight to men. I'm just saying the way our DNA is set up. That's the easiest thing in the world. It is where I'm at. It is 10:50 p.m. December 1st. I don't know what day of the week it is. What is it? Sunday? I can walk out of my house right now and grab the first available man I see and say, I want to do that thing there. It's going down. That's not a flex. Heterosexual penis is the easiest thing in the world to get. Keeping it and developing a relationship from it is a little bit different. But the penis itself, please, they're everywhere. That's not a slight to you men. No shade to y'all. But I'm just saying, it's the easiest thing. Mr. William, you still in here. Let me pull you to the front. Mr. William. I'm using him because Mr. Williams knows that I'm a married woman. Mr. Williams is an experienced man. He respects my marriage. He has congratulated me 50 different ways. He respects my husband. He respects my marriage. He appreciates it. He loves it. And he applauds it. But Mr. Williams, if tomorrow I knocked on your door and said, William, you know I love my husband, but we going through this and he not understanding me and he don't pay me attention and you're a good friend. Can you just hold me? And Mr. William, after the holding me and we feeling each other body heat and I'm rubbing my leg all up against you, tell me it wouldn't go down. Now, if I'm wrong, say, newbie, nah, I wouldn't do. Or tell me if that wouldn't move us into some belly smacking. Miss G, you a mess. But I'm just saying that's how easy getting some heterosexual peen is. That's not a flex to get a man to bend you over. It's not a flex. Ain't no brag in that. And again, no shade to the men with class and standards. But it's the easiest thing. Like, listen, that's not a flex. I'm just saying. Honestly, it's the way the spirit moves us. Okay, Mr. Williams. Nice answer. Nice answer. But it just is what it is. So those of us, Miss Jean, just like people with real money and real power, us women with that real power, we don't have to brag about it. I can get this man. We don't have to do that because we just know it. It just is what it is. That's not a flex. It just is what it is. We know we have that power. We know we got that power over men. Even the men in our life. We know. Listen, I've been married for quite a few years, okay? Mm-hmm. I know that if it's something that I want or need, I know exactly what to do. Right now, I can get up from the spot that I'm in and go in there, and there are things that I can do and say to get my way with that man. That is not a slight on him. It just is what it is. Is that a slight, Mr. William? Do you take that as a slight? Y'all are easily manipulated with feminine wiles. If a woman knows how to use her femininity, we can pretty much get y'all to do whatever it is that we want y'all to do. Is that offensive to you? Me saying that, is that offensive to you, Mr. Williams? And any other hetero man that's under the sound of my voice right now? Do you find that offensive, me saying that as a woman, I know how to use my femininity to get what I need and want from you? Is that offensive? And before you even answer, it shouldn't be, because all the real men under the sound of my voice should also understand that I am a very independent, feminist, if you will, type of woman. But when I encountered divine masculinity, it made me sit the fuck down. That man can also get anything he wants and needs from me if he moves properly. if that makes, oh, Jesus. And that's how it's supposed to be. Starting with the fact that even when we're at odds, and I say this, women don't, Miss Jean, I'm so glad you're in here because you're a woman of a particular age, and I know that age and wisdom don't always coincide. But Miss Jean, I know enough about you to know that you're a woman with some wisdom and some sense and some experience that's been through some things. I don't fight men by trying to be tough or outman a man at being a man. I can't out tough you. I can't stick my chest out. I don't have no balls to grab when I'm fighting a man. So what I do is use my femininity. I use what I have. If he go hard, I go soft. Because a real man is going to respond to that feminine energy and it's going to shut him down. And the argument is over. Am I right about it, Miss Jean? I am not going to get as far. Nigga, who the fuck you think you talking to, nigga? I ain't one of them regular bitches. You ain't going to drink. I'm not going to get as far as if I thought, okay, I understand. I hear you. I just need you to hear me. Which one gonna get you the furthest? Mr. William, which one gonna get me the furthest? Miss Jean, which one gonna get you the furthest? The tough Tony or the feminine wiles? I'm just saying. Okay, Mr. Williams said he don't take no offense to that. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Because I've so gotten past this place in my life where I gotta be right. I gotta prove my point. I don't have to be right. I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to get us both to focus on the right thing, not who's right about it. If that makes sense. The fem talk, baby, Miss Jean, ain't nothing like that feminine talk. It'll get you everything you want. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be right, but it's gonna be right before the night is over. I bet you the right thing happened. Mr. Williams, I thought I had it pinned, but I'll drop it again for you. I appreciate y'all being here listening to me run my mouth about Herb and the weather and all of the things, honey. If y'all knew the last couple of weeks I had, child, it's been a lot. It's been so much. It's been too much. It's been too much, but I persevere. I thank God that I'm still here. Honestly. Put Barry White on the top of this. Okay, Miss G. I am looking at my phone. I'm having my second device, and then I got the StreamYard chat next to it, so it keeps throwing me off. But I'm trying to keep up with what y'all got to say. And again, I appreciate y'all being here and listening to what it is that I have to say, whatever in the crap that is. Y'all know when I come down here, I don't have a topic to speak of. I just, by the time I do strike up a live, I just need to vent and talk and get some things off my chest without saying too much. Hey, Miss 504. Hey, baby. You know, it's sad that we have to kind of monitor and choose every word and not say too much and not say the wrong thing because of what people will do with it. so much that I wish that I could just, like this past week in particular, I wish I could just talk to y'all about it and get y'all's feedback on it. But we can't do that because of what we know the YouTube streets will do with it. But I do appreciate the people that come up down to listen to what it is that I do feel at liberty to share. Hey, Mr. William.
Good, good evening, dear. Happy holidays to you.
You too. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Uh, you giving some of the females as well as the men, and especially the men, some advice on everyday life and living
Mm-hmm.
and what a woman really needs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you asked me that question, I had to think about it.
Okay.
Hey, good evening, chat. Everybody in the chat. Uh, like I said, it's the way the spirit moves us. And to be honest with you, as a man, knowing that you're a married woman,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I'm a single, well, I ain't single, hell, I got a woman. So would I do something like that? Like I said, this is the way the spirit moves us. And there's another thing I want you women to know: a man cannot do no more than what you want him to do. So it takes two to tango, as they all say. And then too,
Right.
like, yeah, our minds, hey, we sometimes we let that bottom part overrule our heart and our head. So, and trust me, 74 years of living, I've had my share. I've had my share, but I've also had my share of doing wrong too, with women that I knew just wanted to be talked to and just held. It don't mean anything sexual, because even sometimes with your partner, all she wants to do is to be held. Every man has to learn when to turn it off his libido instead of turning it on all the time. You
Mm.
know, so and to it gets to be more of a I do when it comes to love with your heart. When you love a person with your heart, there are songs out there that says a woman can't do no wrong or a man can't do a woman wrong. That's not true. You can do anybody wrong if they really love you deeply.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if they don't want you or not, you can still hurt them. So I'm just like the Krista and Lemon situation. Oh, I've been listening to it.
Oh
I
wow.
have been listening to it solely for the purpose of wondering why. Is she really that much in love with this young man, or is he just using her as a tool? Or are they both using each other as tools to make conversation?
Mm.
Because there's no way that I would do a woman the way, and I got to talk about Lemon, the way he has done Crystal. And Krista shouldn't have to chase him down if he was a real man. You know, like you said, a woman can go out there and grab anything, anyone, any man if she chooses to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
on the same token, men have to learn that you don't play with the heart, a woman's heart. I don't care. My mom and daddy were married for 37 years, and I have yet to reach back and think when it was about being infidelity with one another. It's always been about us kids growing up, how we should treat the kids, what we should do for the children, per se. And shit, my daddy was a truck driver. So do I think my daddy went out there and screwed around? To be honest with you, as a man, yeah.
Mm.
But did my mother know about it? Maybe in her heart she did, but he was still a man when he came home. He took
Mm-hmm.
care of my mother, us 5 kids. He didn't allow nobody to disrespect my mother either. That's another thing. When a man really loves and truly loves a woman, she can do wrong, but he's going to get out there and fight for her tooth and nail.
You're right.
So, I like I said, relationships are hard to speak upon because everybody has a different way of giving their love to a person and wanting love back to a person. You know, if it's financial or anything else, but still, it all equates down to the spirit, the way God has moved us, the way God has did our hearts, you know. But we got to remember the devil also controls part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. And if you want to sit back and man's inhumanity toward man the way the devil wants it, then you're going to be out there doing those, as we call them, sinful, unprideful things. But sooner or later, we're all going to have to pay the price for it, regardless. That's why I look at myself as a man and I'm so thankful that I have my right mind at this age, because there's some younger people that don't have their right mind.
Mm-hmm.
I can still reason out what's right and wrong and know that, hey, I'm tired of doing wrong. I want to do right. So in order for me to do right, I have to show that woman, I'm going to do you right. I'm going to treat you right. And that means protecting her even when she's wrong, you know. So yeah, she might have said something to somebody, but still you're supposed to protect her regardless. You
Mm-hmm.
don't let nobody disgrace her. You don't let nobody talk about her. You just move on. And if y'all can work it out, you can work it out. If not, part ways and try to be friendly with her. Don't try to downgrade her like I hear a lot of men on here. And that's what bugs me about this crap. A lot of women on here take it and they think that it's the norm for a man to call him the B word. Or, yeah. So no, it's not normal. It's not normal. Especially if you call yourself loving that woman.
Mr. William, I have an issue with the word, like you just said, normal, and it comes up in our daily vernacular. But what is normal? Because, and when I say that, okay, I'm like my position in my family and in my close friend group. For whatever reason, I don't know what the hell for, but they always come to me for advice and counsel and all of the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a set of younger cousins that this was their thing. One of them had a man who he was a habitual cheater. Okay, depending on what you call cheating.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
he would step out. And she was the type, she would go through his phone and she would check just all the things, his phone and his bank account and his this and what is he spending money on and hotel receipts and this and that and the third. This is what she spent a majority of her time doing. Well, I feel like if that is what you got to spend your time doing, what are you doing? Because you already don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the third, fourth, fifth time, you done caught him cheating. He done said sorry. You argue, you tear up stuff, y'all scratch and punch and kick and scream and shout. But you go back until you find it the next time and y'all scratch. And it's just like wash, rinse, repeat over and over.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is, if you're not going anywhere, you're not going to leave him, why keep fighting about it? You have a cheater. You have a man who like extracurricular coochie. Just accept it. Now, in this situation, they say, that's crazy. You crazy. I would never let him. And I'm not saying this is my situation because it ain't. I'm just saying, if you're going to stay with a man who habitually cheats, why keep fighting? What is with all the stress of fighting, kicking, tearing up stuff, packing stuff up, throwing his stuff out the window just to bring it back in tomorrow? You might as well accept it and going on about your business. Like,
True.
to me, that's crazy. You fighting and stressing and carrying on, but you're not going nowhere. So I mean, you might as well just, like, since you and the other girl ain't either one of y'all going nowhere, y'all might as well all get along. But people think that's, ew, I would never. Why not? Because that's what you're doing anyway. A lot of people are, what is the word? Polyamorous. Without accepting it. You know about her, she know about you. Neither one of y'all going nowhere. Just, I say, cut out all the fussing and just accept it and move on.
Yeah, and deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's hard to say, because me being a man, I couldn't tolerate it, really, knowing that my woman's been out there cheating and all that. Once I find out you're cheating, hey, we can be friends. I'll love you. I'll still respect you. Get this, that ultimate word, respect you as a woman. But don't try and downgrade me and say that I did something when we both know that it was the both of us doing it. So that's what I look at, number one. Number two, I also look at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. For some reason or another, your heart will speak to your mind, but the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we wasted our mind on wondering why people do certain things anyway. I would, in that type of situation, really, me being a man, because I know what it is. I've been cheated on and I've cheated. And believe me, the feeling of being cheated on is not good. And the feeling of me even out there cheating, I came home with guilt. I came home with, I got to do this, I got to do that. I go out and buy her things and spend all this money on her. When on a normal day, what we call normal period, I wouldn't do it. But she would know just as soon as I messed around and went out there and did something, So,
Mr. Williams, if you don't mind me asking, since we're talking,
yes,
the times that you cheated, why did you cheat?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Why? And to be honest with you, Newbie, the only thing I can answer back to that is because, like I said, we let our lower loins overrun our heart and our brains. It's that little animal instinct that we all have as men and as women, because there's some women out there that'll do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
That we just don't care at that moment. At that moment, that lust does take in. You have to realize that. Look at, I equate this kind of world that we're living in with some of the parables of the Bible and some of the things that went along in the good book. And all those things are true. But then again, I'm not trying to live the way, I can't live the way that the Spirit wants me to live, even though He's gave me guidance, but He also gave me a sixth sense too. And sometimes that sixth sense will lead me down the wrong path. So I'm not going to down a person about cheating or anything, but I will down them about mistreating a person after they have cheated. You don't mistreat somebody just because you got caught. You don't mistreat anybody just because you feel that they were out there doing something. And anger is easy to get onto, but once you get angry, it's hard to mellow down and slow down, because your blood pressure goes up, and that causes a lot of illnesses in our mind and soul and body too.
Right.
Being angry all the time at somebody, you can't do. Sometimes you got to let it go. And the person that you're most angry with, I've learned throughout life, don't speak to them. It may sound wrong or crazy. You don't speak to them. Don't communicate with them. Out of sight, out of mind.
The thing about cheating, whether the man done it or the woman, a lot of times, my biggest, like if just say me and you are a couple and I cheated, my biggest fear is you finding out, right? The guilt is eating at me. The fear of you finding out is eating at me. And then finally you find out, however it is that you find out. For me, my biggest fear has been realized. So I'm done. But for you, it's the beginning. it's old to me. I did it a year ago, but you
Yeah.
found out today. It's new to you. So now you have all these new feelings and emotions to process. For me, the biggest part, you finding out that has happened. The worst case scenario for me has happened. For me, that's the end. For you, that's the beginning. And this is why people, when infidelity comes into play, a lot of times they can't meet on it because now you want to talk about it. You got questions: when, where, how,
Right.
why.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I said, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it. I did it. It was a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it no more. So it's a bad miscommunication. And Mr. Williams say this with women. I ain't never been a man. I can't begin to process
Yeah,
or
just like
understand
me. I
why
never
y'all
been a
do
woman
what
either,
y'all
but
do. Okay. But as a woman, largely, there's always exceptions to the rules, but largely on a woman's part, when and if we cheat, it's not for the sex, it's not for the act, it's for something that's missing. He not listening. I need somebody to hear me. I need to feel seen. I need to be held. I need somebody to talk to. A lot of times, women, even in a even single women, okay,
hmm
a lot of times we give up sex, not for the sex itself, not because we horny, but for the holding me after, the talking to me over breakfast that next morning. That's what women are looking for, not the sex itself. For
True.
men, they trying to bust this nut.
Get the hell out of there. What you finna say? Well, else roll over and go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate us having this type of conversation because a lot of people on YouTube don't understand us. And as we say, we're up in age. We done been there and done that.
Right.
So, and when we try to tell young people, hey, it's all part of life,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to learn to manage your life too. You just can't go around hopping from bed to bed to bed to bed, pillow to post, and all that stuff. You can't do that. You can, but will that satisfy and fulfill you as your own person?
Right.
So, I'd rather be okay. Say, for instance, I do have a female companion now.
Okay.
Uh, we don't call ourselves single. That's another thing.
Mm.
We're a couple, even though we're not together. But when we do get together, people know it. People, it's like you can't, even if you're not with Kristen and Lemon being so far apart. If Lemon really loves that woman, regardless of being here on these doggone apparatuses and talking stuff and making up stuff, you can't talk to other women all the time and neglect yours, that one that you call yours. You can't do that because sooner or later, there's nothing worse than a woman scorned
Mm.
and her being an older lady. I'm going to say that, Lemon, you haven't learned enough to try to play those games
Mm.
at his age. And he's in his 30s, she's in his 50s. My second wife, I told this story, she was 10 years older than I was. I was 30 something when we married. She was 40 something. God rest her soul, she's passed away. But
Okay.
she still knew, and she could hurt me down to the core of my soul.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I try to tell people when it comes to relationships, each one is different. What a person is willing to put up with, that's what they're willing to do. But me, myself, if it's a year ago and I find out, I will ask, but I have to be satisfied with the answer. And if I love that woman enough, I mean, really love her enough to continue on in the relationship, I would say, okay, baby. Okay. A lot of times men want to talk, but they talk about the wrong things.
Mm.
They don't ask woman how her day was or how the kids are or how you're feeling, you know. Baby, go in there and sit down and let me come in and help you cook the dinner or a meal. And they think that's being
A
less of a
simp,
man to do
as they
that
call
for
it.
the woman. Yeah. You if you love that woman, regardless to what circumstances that y'all might have together as a couple, you're going to continue showing her every day. Leave her a little note on the refrigerator to let
Hmm.
her know, hey, baby, miss you while I'm gone. You know, don't just bring her flowers when you do wrong. You try to take her out to dinner. And then you're worried about when you get out to dinner, somebody gonna see you and walk up to the table and say, "Hey, that's not the woman I seen you with last week."
Okay.
So, and you
You
know
know,
that has
one
that
of
has happened.
it just sticks out. If you don't mind me sharing, one of me and Mister's bonding moments. One of the things that pushed us closer after 11 whole kids and all of these 900 years of us being friends and then lovers and then whatever in the crap we are now. I don't like labels, Mr. Williams. I don't like
Yeah,
labels at all.
right.
But there was what is this, 2024? So in sometime in 2023, he called my daughter. He wanted to keep the grandkids.
Hmm.
And it was the two grand girls. There was a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old. He volunteered. I'll bring my babies. I miss my babies and whatever. Well, when they got here, I got sick. I was incapacitated.
Right.
So he had to keep the babies all on his own.
And see, that's what us men will do. We'll do stuff like that, and knowing, thinking that we'll have the help. We take things for granted too on life situations like that.
Right.
Well, I'll go get the grandkids, but she gonna help me feed them. She gonna help me watch them and all this
Mhm.
stuff. But like you said, if you got sick and got incapacitated, hey, stick it out, buddy. You the one asked
Right.
for
It was
it.
after I got better, and he was good. He took care of me. He took care of them. But after it was
Yeah.
all said and done, he said, "My God."
As they say, open mouth and put foot in it. Yep, we've done that a lot of times too as men. So,
And that it just is that's something that simple, but it made him understand me more as a
mhm,
woman, as the things that are just expected.
right.
Because for women, it's just expected. Like, and we talked about this, and me and my daughter have talked about it. Me and my youngest son, we talked about it very recently. My youngest son, he's 18. He don't have no kids, but he's an uncle. He got a lot of nieces and nephews.
Nephews, yeah.
And I said to my daughter, when is the last time you've been in the grocery store with your three girls? And somebody came up to you and said, "Oh, that's so sweet. You're such a good mom. Oh my God, look at you." She said, "Never." And before we said anything else, my son was like, "Oh my God, Mom, I get what you're saying. Because when I take my nieces and nephews to the store with
Yeah.
me," I said, "I know, because my brothers they used to go come get my kids to go catch women. Because when you see a man, see you laughing, Mr. Williams, you already know what I'm talking about."
I know what you're saying. Yep, that hook and bait stuff. It's like going,
Exactly.
yeah, go to the grocery store. You got a little baby in the buggy with you. You know, women gonna come up and say something. You
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. See, we don't, as women, as mothers, aunties, whoever the hell we are with this baby, people don't care. That's what we supposed to do. We
Yeah.
don't get no kudos for that. But you men go in the store with a baby. That, oh my God, oh, you're such a good man.
Oh, but even now I find myself, even when I go to the laundromat and do laundry, you know, women be looking at the first thing I tell them, well, I have a lady. So
Hmm.
that way the conversation won't lead to from one thing to another to another. Because like you said, it's easy for men to get sidetracked. It is.
Hmm.
Our libidos are way more crazier than than women's when you put it that way. But I don't know if it's from the beginning of time that man has been, I don't know, taught. No, he wasn't taught because we have to learn things. We have to be taught things. Yeah, we are taught.
Some of it
That
is taught, but Mr. William, anytime you side with a man down in this sector, you get accused of being male identified, whatever in the hell that means. But I'm just going to share this with you. It's in your DNA you were born with an urge to spread your seed. That horniness, that chasing women, the dog chasing the cat
yeah,
that you feel is honestly in your DNA.
yeah,
God
yeah.
designed you to
Yeah,
want
for
to
that. But there's
spread your
also there's
seed.
also there's also the consequences of spreading my
Mhm.
DNA around. The 4 or 5 different women got 8 or 9, 12 different kids
Right.
living and living. There's consequences to that too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you
And
have to
see, that's
look
what
at
you
it
have
that.
to grow and learn. That's the learned part. That's what you have to grow and learn. And that's where you have to understand how to control it and when and where and how and what, like you said, the consequences are. But sadly, in our society, Mr. Williams, I love you, but I'm sorry. It falls on the woman because you can be a deadbeat dad and you'll get talked about. He don't take care, but let me decide that I don't want to do this. I just don't want to be nobody's mama and I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm leaving it on the
Oh
dad.
yeah, well that's the way society has set up things for people, women and men. That's the way it's been set up from the beginning of time. You know, so we have to look at it that way too. But if we want to change it, we have to make the change within ourselves. And don't wait till we get older and then sit back and want to try to school and teach people because even 20 years ago, things were different.
Right.
30 years ago, things were different the way, but it was all the same. It equated as the same. When I was, hell, in my teens, I never thought I would be talking to anybody on the internet, let alone around the world, or people hearing us around the world like that. We didn't think about that.
Right.
It was either telephone, telegram, as we used to say, tell a ninja. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
say the word, but that's how things got out. You know, we had the party lines on the phone. Everybody gets on the phone and be yapping back and forth and talking about one another. And that's another thing, that behind the scenes talking and all that bull crap. You don't do that. If I'm mad with my woman, ain't nobody gonna know it except me. And I'm hopefully if she's mad with me, ain't nobody gonna know it except me.
Right.
So, but we get on here and we get to talking and we get mad with one another. We say little foul things. And that's another thing. Men say the most foul and disgusting things to women, just as women say it to. And I hear other women say it to other women too. And it's like, okay, where are we going on here? What are we
Right.
doing to one
Now
another?
that's the thing with me and Mister. People know us, can root out when we're mad at each other because we pour on. Like when I'm mad, everything I say, like I understand, sweetie. I get it, sweetie. And he like, I
Yeah.
understand, honey.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
I hate to do that. I hate to hear that. Okay, baby, I know what you're talking about, baby. No, 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 no. You trying to make me soothe just like I try to
Mhm.
soothe and calm you when I
Right.
bring you these flowers.
But
No.
I prefer that though to because have you ever been around a couple when they mad at each other? That is the most uncomfortable crap ever. I hate
It
that.
is. It is. Ew. I got a friend dying. They going through some stuff. I don't call. I don't go over there anymore right now. And y'all will work it out. That's all I
Right.
tell them. Y'all will work it out. I don't want to give no. The worst thing you can do is give a couple advice.
Oh, you better not.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And then, Mr. Boy, I'm so glad you're here talking to me. Can I talk about something else that somebody asked me recently? And I had this conversation with somebody, but since you're here, I'm gonna
Sure.
just share it with you. A guy asked me, why do women, hetero women, always have that one gay male friend?
Hmm.
And if you think about it, we do. And some people they turn it like one person I heard say that we keep a gay friend like we keep a good purse or whatever. But in the long and short of it, let me tell you why that is, Mr. Williams. Because outside of like I've been married, me and my husband, my current we were friends for years before we became a couple, and then where we at now.
Mhm.
We've known each other forever, but still, sometimes I need male perspective. I need an outside, unbiased male perspective on just whatever. Sometimes I just need male approval that's not coming from somebody who better tell me that I look. My husband better tell me I look good today. I don't give a shit what I look like. He better say that I look good. So sometimes we just need that outside male influence, right?
True.
But
True.
so many times when I've been single, when I've been in relationships, and since I've been married, I have had male friends that I tell unabashedly, with no question, I don't see you like that. It'll
Mhm.
never go to that place.
Mhm.
But they stay around. They're biding their time, and when they feel like they ain't getting their way, then it turns, you knew what it was, and it backfires. Okay, they
Yeah.
mad because we should have known what I wanted, what they wanted, because they was a man. Well, this is where the gay male friend comes in. Like, I don't like say people's names when they're not around, but I'm gonna say it for the sake of this conversation because I know you'll get it. Spill it, boy, James. That's one of my best friends. That's my buddy. We met on here, but our relationship has transcended YouTube. That's my guy. James is like a brother to me. Okay.
Right.
One of the things that bonds us is the fact that I can get all the male advice, the perspective, the approval, all the male things that I need. And I don't ever have to worry about him looking at me in that way. That's why females have that gay friend that y'all wonder. That's why. James, I can't give James nothing but my brother's phone number. Okay. James ain't
There you go. There you go.
he ain't never coming at me that way. And it's a security and a safety there. That's where that gay male friend comes. And God knows me and James have talked about it. So I know he's not offended by it, but that's why, because we want that male perspective without the fear of this man's one day telling us, you led me on, you knew what I wanted, you knew what it was. No, because Mr. Williams, I've been through it a million times, and no matter how much I say, I don't see you like that. I like you as a friend. It'll never be that. And the man agrees. No, it ain't that. I just want to be friends.
Yeah. But the minute something blows up, I understand what you're saying. Even from a male perspective, being a heterosexual man, but I also know that there are men out there, gay men, that they could have a female friend, but if that man doesn't really care, he don't care, there shouldn't be any problem. The problem comes in when the gay friend or the girlfriend or the wife tries to go back and tell the man something about his woman. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care. You got a gay friend. As long as he doesn't approach me about you, right. Y'all can talk about anything y'all want except me. You see? So, and two, there are some men out there that are so, and if people look at it, it's the hormones. We all have different male hormones and female hormones. There are some men that feel closer to being a woman and feeling like a woman and having those thoughts as a woman, but they're not completely a woman. So is that wrong? No. And is it wrong for any woman to have a male, regardless if he's gay or straight, friend? No, there's nothing wrong with it. Long as that woman knows that, hey, I'm not crossing that line with you, and I hope you don't cross with me. Let me tell you, I got a female friend right now. We've been friends for like 30 years almost since I lived down here. There's no way in heck that we ever thought about sleeping with each other, being with each other in that aspect, because we made it clear from Jump Street She has her life, I have my life. We can get together, we could talk about things. And I don't give her advice on what she should do with this man, and she doesn't give me advice on what I should do with this woman. It's a venting process that we have. Somebody we can go to and vent to without wanting to sleep with. In other words, just go ahead on. Well, she out here doing this on me today. I'm gonna do this with you. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Friendship, a lot of times, I heard you say this a couple of times, you were friends before you became lovers, before you became husband and wife. That's the best thing in the world. You have to be friends. And a lot of times we skip the friendship. We skip the wanting to know about a person. We just jump right in there, and men got it bad. A pretty face will break them down in a minute. That body shape will break them down in a minute, instead of wondering or asking questions. And that person being honest. Honesty is the best thing too, because I'd rather walk up to you and talk to you as a friend first, and then discuss the things that you like and what I like and don't like, and all this before we go to that next intimate step, being intimate. And once you become intimate, well, you have to realize that, hey, that woman did it because she loves you. She didn't do it because she was hot in the tail, just like men. That man has to really want you. But like I said, our libidos don't think. Our heart skips that brain part too. The brain is complicated, but we'll never be able to figure out in life why people do things. We'll never be able to figure that out, except that it's a spiritual thing. And once you take that spiritual journey and you realize that, hey, I learned it too late in life, but I'm gonna try now to do better than what I have done. I made mistakes along the way, but I know how to correct them. I know how to listen to a woman when she tells me she's tired of this, she's tired of that, instead of me just saying, "Oh well, she'll get over it," But no, relationships they're so very complicated, and why a woman would stay with a man because he mistreats her, and why would a man stay with a woman because she mistreats him? I've been on both sides of the gauntlet. So, and believe me,
but a lot comes from where we come from, how we grew up, what we seen, what we were exposed to. And I don't believe in using your childhood experiences as a crutch.
No, you don't.
Have to give credence to the fact that those were the things that shaped us. Like me, for instance. Now, Mr., the one that y'all know and love that I talk about, is husband number 4.
Wow. See? Yeah. See, I've been married 3 times. So,
but this man, I promise you, I feel that this is actually the first where I got married and I'm with this man for all the right reasons. Every other time, it was just the wrong. I won't even take you through all of the details, Miss Williams, but it was always for the wrong reasons. One big old fact factor is that I ran actively and hid from love. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever said this on YouTube, Mr. Williams. I must be comfortable with you because I'm just telling you all type of crap tonight, right?
It doesn't matter, dear, because I can tell you some stories too. I can tell you some real stories about myself, and the things that I went through coming up, being an actual DJ in nightclubs with women, and my
so I can imagine the things that you've seen. But number one, 2 things that stick out from my childhood is my aunt. Okay. She married a man. He was a boy next door, and she ended up to try to make the story short as I can. She paid him. She worked while he went to college, and he became a doctor. And after that, he was supposed to take care of her, and then he ended up leaving. And my aunt just never got over it. And I watched my aunt shut down and lock herself up in her bedroom And she just, and eventually, until she, sadly, my aunt passed away. And to me, I will always feel that my aunt died from a broken heart. All the other illnesses were just sequential to her having a broken
becoming
heart.
older. Yeah.
Crying,
Yeah.
right?
Let me tell you, as a man, I've had my heart broken plenty of times, and I've had my heart broken to a point to where I myself didn't want to do or trust any woman again. But with the grace of God, and I got to give God his praise,
Right.
that he kept my mind sane. He kept me to where it's going to be all right. We got to learn that no matter how hard we love someone, the very moment that they hurt you, there's always going to be somebody out there with an understanding, and it doesn't have to be sexual understanding, that, hey, I understand you went through this, we can talk about it. That's why I tell people, there's nothing wrong with psychiatry. There's nothing wrong with going to talk to someone that can get your feelings, get your emotions back in the check. Because once they go out of whack, that's why we have places where people are walking around talking to themselves and doing things to themselves. That, like you said, a broken heart is hard to heal. And it's even harder when that person has really done you wrong. You don't trust another opposite sex human being. You don't care about their feelings or emotions either. Your emotions is all that matters. And if somebody can't talk to you and pick you up, that depression, and what it is depression. It is so deep and mind-boggling until we wonder why. Like I said, why is a big word.
Yeah.
Why and if a bullfrog had wings, maybe he wouldn't bump his ass when he hopped, So life is complicated. Life is complicated. And we have to, as human beings, either want to do right or we want to do wrong. Like Gladys Knight used to say, I don't want to do wrong, but it's been so long, I just can't help myself. So we don't make it that long. We don't try to make it that long. We need to sit down and have a talk.
Right.
And
look at the back chat. Will you see the back chat?
Do I see the back chat? No. Wait a minute here. Okay.
And the more you get to know me, you'll understand why everything is for a reason. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing on that love journey. I am the baby of 6 children. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So there are the oldest 4, and then there was a 6-year gap, and then it's the last 2. So I had older siblings. So I got to see some things. My oldest brother, I will never forget his oldest son's mother that he was with. I don't even remember if they were fucking married or not, but they were together for a long time. And he broke up with her. I don't know the ins and outs, the whys, the whats. I don't know. I just know that I happened to be with my brother the day that he went to get his last, like, clothes, whatever. He was going to get his last little box of stuff from her house.
Yeah.
And I had to be, Mr. Williams, I think I was 10 years old, 10 or 11. And as he was gathering his things, this woman fell on her knees and wrapped her arms around my brother's knees and like, please don't leave. Just, I'm sorry. What you want me to do? I swear I'll be better. And blah, 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 blah. And I just, at however old I was, let's say I was 10. I remember in my 10-year-old mind thinking, please get up, have some dignity. No, don't beg this man. My brother, don't beg this man. Fuck him. If you want to leave, let him go.
Well, you're like you think like I think. If I gotta beg you to stay, I'm not taking my dignity down that way. Now it's
Right.
gonna hurt me. I'll let you know. Yeah, you hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna beg you. And especially if I know you done did wrong too, and I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
No. And if I've done wrong and you want to leave, I'm not gonna beg you. I'll ask you. But once you walk out that door, that's it. There's no
Right.
coming back.
Oh, Mr. Williams, that had such a profound effect on me. And this is why I actively avoided this thing that everybody called love. I didn't want no parts of it. If that's
Yeah.
what love do to you, I don't want none of it. And it took one of my younger brothers to say, my nickname is Chew, and he was like, Chew ain't never gonna be with a man that's in control. She ain't never gonna be with a man.
Well, I don't think it was a part of control. I think it was you seeing another woman, a female, to you losing her dignity.
Right.
That's what it was. Now, why she did that, I don't know either. Maybe she did love him that hard. And like I said, when you love a person so hard until it hurts you down to the core, a lot of people haven't been hurt to their core
Mm,
when it
that
comes to
was
that
rough.
word love. Yeah.
And you know what? To this right now. Hey Simon, I'm gonna let you talk in a minute, but let me cap this off
Hey, Simon.
with the relationship that I'm in now. And I told you I don't like titles, but with Mr. We went through for a number of years where Mr. Williams, I almost resented him because I loved him. I know that sounds
Mhm.
crazy,
No,
but
no,
that
it's not
thing
crazy. It's
that
not.
I ran from, that I swore would never happen to me, ain't nobody ever gonna have the control over me to be able to hurt me, to be able to whatever. I didn't want to allow, and when I just couldn't help it, I just love this man. I was mad at him because I loved him. And imagine what he went through dealing with like little girl. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
another.
trying
Men
to
don't
push
have
it
patience.
away.
Men, we have to have patience, especially when we find a woman that's been hurt before or has been treated in such a way that she doesn't trust anymore, too.
Mhm.
And we want them to give us all of their trust, but trust us, baby. But then again, we have to be. I ain't gonna say sympathetic, but we have to realize that, hey, this woman has been through something,
Mhm.
and you have to move slow. You have to take your time if you really care about her and you really want her for you, and you for me and me for you. If you really want that,
Right. So when
you're
I
gonna.
say, Mr. Williams, when I say that I'm fortunate, it's because I am. It's not because I'm bragging. It's not because I'm shitting on anybody else's situation.
Mhm,
Because if I was that man, I'd have been gone. I'd have left me.
mhm.
I'd have left my ass a long time ago because I gave him hell that he didn't deserve. But I was pushing the boundaries to see, was he going to act like what I had been exposed to? And he didn't. So here we are. Thank God. Hey, Simon, what you got to say, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing, man? How you
Doing
How we
doing?
good.
doing, Simon?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is we really get we really get caught in our emotions and shit.
Hmm.
Um, and the thing is like I don't know, it's really hard to accept that we're not for like we're not individuals, right? So every time, especially like when you're in your like older age, like someone's been with somebody, okay? You gotta accept
Mhm.
that. Like at the end of the day, you gotta accept it. But we don't want to. It's like I want you all to myself, right? Um, and that's just not gonna fucking happen. You get what I'm saying? And we're not even talking about the individual themselves. It could be their family members or anything. But we have this selfish perspective where it's like, I want you all to myself. Where do we get this from? I don't know. Maybe
Mm.
maybe is a directive that we've been fed. maybe it's you know, a
I don't think
program.
it's Simon. I don't think it's a directive. I think it's the way that we have looked at things through life with stories and watching movies and stuff like that. Uh, the way that men have been brought up to feel about certain things. A man is not supposed to have emotions, but that's a lie too. A man can get it just as emotional as a woman. They can have a breakdown when that woman walks out that door. They can have that breakdown. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it.
totally.
But
Look, I'll cry in a minute. Okay, my sister
mm,
was around here yesterday, and she just said something trigger was. I was just like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't gonna do it on YouTube just every day. I might do it once in a while, or maybe once in a million. But I'm just saying, like, I think um if we're being real, like we know what real life is, right? But we're trying to speak on it in terms of people that are just listening, and that's kind of difficult because it's a skill in itself. Because we were brought up around this shit, right? We watch the news. The news is like your news. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
we're
but
trying
see, that's what
to
happens. We become so numb to the fact that life is real. It's
mm-hmm.
real. It's not a fairy tale. When
Yeah.
people get married, they don't live happily ever after. But we got that in our mindset. Some women and some men do have it in their mindset. Oh, I married this woman, and we're gonna live happily ever after. No, hell no, you don't do that. You
Mm-hmm.
got bills to pay. Even if you got kids, you got to raise your kids. You got things that happen on your job outside the workplace that'll make you feel that, oh, what the hell did I do this for? But
Mm-hmm.
yet in your heart, you married this woman because you said you loved her. You loved her. You don't love the damn world. And what you have to do is show that woman, hey, I appreciate you for being here with me through all my quirks and all my stupidity and have feelings.
Exactly. Exactly.
Men don't want to show. We got it in our head that if we show a woman something, we're weak.
Mm.
If we cry, we're weak. No, we got emotions just like that woman does. And she has them more highly evolved than we do. We're still way behind when it comes to learning things and feeling things the way a woman does, a real woman does. We're so far behind in that because why? We've always had to prove ourselves to everybody else, except when we get that one woman in life that we truly love and care about. It doesn't matter about the outside world, baby. It's just me and you.
And yeah, you know, yo, we'll go outside of ourselves to do anything for that
Yeah,
lady. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. We will to a certain degree
Mm-hmm.
because when it comes to us men, when we tell each other, we talk as men about our woman, which really we shouldn't really be talking too much. That first thing we'll say, oh man, you pussy whipped. You hear what I'm saying? Like if okay, I want you to come on and go out with me somewhere to a club. Oh no, man, I'm staying home with the wife tonight. Oh, she got him pussy whipped. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that we have to, as men, ignore. Even though we got male friends out there, we have to ignore that from them too.
Yeah, but
So
most of them ain't. They ain't really been through it. Like if you've been through so much pussy in your life, then it ain't a thing anymore.
it's not about going through women. See, that's another thing. We always try to use women as a trophy model. It's not about going through women. It's about how you treated that woman. Period.
Hmm.
And if you're a dog ass nigga, like I say, I
Yeah.
have been that in my life. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit it. But I also had the tables turned on me too. And let me
Mm,
tell you, brother, it don't feel good. It don't
exactly.
feel good at all.
Exactly. No, I feel you. I just know that I went through like a 10-year marriage. I look, I I'm like living life. I'm happy. I'm cool. But I don't need to feel like another person's pussy anymore. I'm just like she dumped me, or yeah. I was like shit. You know what I mean? Because it was like it's like daily active like fulfill your sexual obligations type shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay. Like for 10 years straight up, every day, every moment. Like I was just like, okay. Like so now I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay,
There's nothing,
I don't need another
Simon.
lady in my life.
Let me say, there's nothing to figure out as men. Either we're going to be doggish with it, or we're going to realize that when we got a woman, even if we can say if that woman want to do it every day, we got to be man enough to say, hey, baby, let me rest some. I'm a man. I can't do it all the time, 365 days a year, you know.
Yeah.
And the same thing with that woman, because we know when that woman hits her monthly, man, a real man ain't gonna want to lay up with his woman and
Not,
try
not,
to
yeah,
jump
not,
up and down in her. Okay,
yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
the respect that you give a person sexually, emotionally, is more important than having to think about, well, I need to do it this way because if I don't, then other people will talk, or she might, or he might. It don't matter. It's what you two create as a couple and how you live your life, how you want to be. There are people out there I know that are swingers. Let me trust you, man. I've been there. I've been around them.
Mm-hmm.
There are swingers out there. And you wonder and you sit up and wonder, could I do that with my woman? Hell no. Really? A real man ain't going to sit up there and
I've never
watch.
really like felt that was tasty, but anyway.
No, I mean, that's the facts of life. If we can't talk about the facts of life, the things that people do to one
Mhm.
another, some people will accept it, other people don't accept it. And what you don't accept, I may agree with. And what I accept, you may not agree with. But one thing is certain, and two things for sure, is up to that man and that woman, if they are really a couple and they love each other, they can sit down and talk about things. And once you get out of that norm, all hope is lost. You may be wrong as two left shoes in saying what you said to her, but
No,
you
you're
at
right.
least you can talk to her and she can talk to you without all this bitch hoeing and nigga your dick short and all that kind of talk bullshit. No,
That's
because
just
I listen to women and they're hurt. They're hurt and they fight dirtier than men do.
Ask
men
my
are hurt.
Men,
Men are hurt.
I'm sorry, we just better at it. Go ahead.
yeah, see what I'm saying, Simon?
No,
I
I
know this.
think men are hurt as well, though. You get what I'm saying? And you
Yeah,
don't
you know
And
good
Miss Queen,
well
let me
as
ask
a
y'all
man.
something. And y'all you don't have to answer, but I want y'all's opinion if y'all willing to give it. Earlier, okay, Lemon had the For the Love of Trish, which I was supposed to participate in, but
Mhm.
something came up. I had a family situation and I didn't make it. So I dropped down. I came up on the panel on Lemon's earlier just to let him know why I wasn't there. And I apologize because when I put my word out there, I try to honor it.
Right.
So anyway, we doing that whole thing and I'm explaining that. Well, there was this guy up there and he said, well, while Newbie is here, I had never seen this guy before. I don't think he had ever seen me, but he said, while Newbie is here, I want to ask her something. I want Lemon to do For the Love of Me, whatever his name was. I promise you, I can't even remember it. And he like, I want you to come because I like your afro and blah, blah, blah. And so I told him, well, I'm married, so I can't be on a For the Love of. I only done it for Trish because Trish had a double thing. It was like she was looking for love, but she was also like females be like a bestie. So she was looking for love and or a bestie, right? So I was as I was explaining all of that. He said, well, shout out to you and your husband, but just to let you know, I'm whatever his name was, a swinger, this, and I swing. So my question is, was he propositioning me and my husband when he brought up the swinger thing?
Swinging stuff. Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, he was. I ain't gonna sit up there and bite my tongue.
That's big fact.
Oh,
Like
wow.
men don't like men think in a certain type of way. You could be married, like men don't give a fuck. It'll be like, yo, whatever.
No, I ain't gonna say men don't give a fuck. There's some men that do give a
No,
fuck.
they do.
Because I
No,
would want to be
they
swinging
don't.
with my
No,
wife.
they don't.
No. Hell no. Me and my wife not gonna swing. I don't give a damn how good of friends we are. How I know you.
Listen,
No,
you are lying, and that's why women
no,
have a type of mind state because
no. I
men
can't.
don't give a fuck like that. Like
No. See, that is
what kind
like
of
I said.
door? Like you just have
You're younger. You're younger than I am. You haven't experienced the heartbreak that I have experienced.
I don't give a fuck like
You're equating it.
nigga.
You're
Like
equating it to your
no,
libido right now. You're equating
no,
it to your libido. Now,
no.
at first you were tired of having sex. Now all of a sudden you still vibrant and all this stuff.
Why? Because I'm playing you out. So look, girl, look. I'm telling you, niggas will roll out on their wives. Period. Like
No,
it
all
don't
niggas
take
won't. See,
too
that's the
much. It
misconception
don't
we
take too
have
much.
as black people.
Nah,
What that
I ain't
man
no
has
black
put
people
out
shit.
there in the
Ain't no
movies and in life, it
no,
happens,
I'm
yeah, in real
always
life,
saying
but
no.
it
Now
doesn't
you
happen
want
all the
to
way.
stop
Everybody's not
lady
like
tripping.
that.
Like
Everybody's not like that, though.
No, we are. We are.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're
Listen,
not. No, we're
look,
not.
if your wife turned around and start giving you the pussy, what the fuck you gonna do?
Man, look here. You can have her. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
straight. I'm
exactly what
straight
I'm
up. I'm
saying,
not
though.
gonna set up. Look, let me tell you
You're like,
another
I'm
thing
gonna
about that.
help her,
Let me
right?
tell you something else about that too.
All right.
If
Okay.
that's if she's gonna disrespect me that much to where you can laugh in my face about it, you go right on ahead with him and see if he's been doing for you what I've been doing. I don't care, and don't come back. That's the way I am. I don't care how good the pussy was, as you always want to talk about how good it is.
Yeah.
It's the feeling that you have. You can
No,
have
it's
any woman's pussy out there and bust a nut
no,
and you
no,
roll over and go to
no,
sleep. You will not sit up there and have a
no.
decent conversation with her and tell her how you felt and how good you feel as a man.
I stick to the good pussy. That's what I do.
No, well, I don't know what you call
How do
good.
you know the difference
Mm-hmm.
going in?
Exactly. There's a total difference. Like there's I don't know. Like Quentin Tarantino had a film. I don't know a long time ago, and there's stanky pussy, there's
Oh,
smelly pussy, there's good pussy, there's tight pussy, there's this
Uh,
pussy, that pussy. I was like, oh, I relate to that shit because I've been with all of them girls, right? But there was only one that
well, see,
like
I
turned
haven't been
around.
with boys and girls. I've been with
No,
all women. So
I
there's
ain't
a
talking about
difference right
boys.
there.
I
There's a
was.
difference right
I
there.
did
And
not
I
say
would never be
anything.
with a boy or
I
a
did.
man
I did
because
not
I
say
don't believe in
anything
that.
about boys.
The Bible,
I
in the Bible, it teaches you
all
there's Adam and Eve. There wasn't
right,
Adam and
go
Steve,
ahead.
and there wasn't Eve and little Wanda. No, it
No
wasn't
one
none of
said
that.
anything about boys. I spoke. What? You get
You
me?
sound like you said you've been with women and boys.
All right. Well, that's what you heard, right? Because you're weird. But I'm just
No,
saying.
I ain't heard it because I'm weird. I'm heard it because the way you
I was
talking
thinking
and
about that too.
the way you
Nah,
sounding and the way it comes over the mic.
nah.
That's
Okay.
another thing. We don't
Yeah.
listen. Like you said, I may not listen to you, but you said it sound like to me you said you done had both. Now,
Mm-mm. No, I didn't say any of that shit. So I'll strictly speaking about females because that's my history. Look,
mm.
I don't know about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wish I did because it's kind of interesting. I don't really understand how people do it like that. But I'm not one to turn around, go, I'm gonna discriminate and go, what does that feel like? Because that's something else. But I'm just saying, like, um, my experience is what I know. You know what I'm saying? And I only have one. And regardless of how many I had before, ain't about that anyway. Like, it's like her pussy is not the thing that makes me stand out to her. Like, I'll be there for her regardless. Like,
even if she cheats on you,
ain't, ain't no
wait
thing
a
like
minute.
that.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you a question. Even if she cheated on you, you would be there for her.
yeah, exactly. Anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a swinger too then.
No, she could do what the fuck she want. I ain't getting involved. I'm just saying, like,
I don't understand you, Simon. I really don't. As a
yeah,
man right
yeah.
now, I don't
No,
understand that logic.
I ain't no bull, nigga. So at the end of the day, like, they know what is. So like, but it ain't about the pussy. That's what I'm saying. Like, people want to make out like it's about the pussy all the time. Like, pussy's pussy. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? But it ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? It's about much more than that. Like, you
So
can't
to you, what is much more about then? To you.
listen. Females are just a joy. You get what I'm saying? They have a different perspective. I'm a fucking moany motherfucker. I'm like, you could be around me, like I'll be the most boring motherfucker in your fucking, like, yo, just to bring joy and a laugh and a smile. That's gracious. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's what chicks I've been dealing with brought to me. Like, it ain't a thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could be building shit, doing stuff like, oh, I got shit going on, and she'd be like, yo, chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Let's just run around and go to the park or some stupid shit like that. That, it's like, that's what it is. It's not really like, if you're a man's man. I'm a man's man. I'm built like a motherfucker. So I'm just like, I don't even like someone to be fucking giggling around me, especially men. But if a female is giggling around me, I have a different perspective. You know what I mean? It's kind of different. I'm just saying, if a female is sort of giggling around me, I'm like, cool. If a man is giggling around me, I'll knock that nigga the fuck out. I don't like it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
why would you knock that man out?
Because I think it's kind of gay. So but I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I look, if a female is giggling around me, that's cute. It's just like, oh, I like you. You know what I'm saying? At least you're bringing something to me. But I don't like any of the other shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I don't. But that's all it is. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone could do what the fuck you want. And whatever you want to get on with your life with, do the fuck what you need to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring my family. Look, my family is around here this weekend. We were chilling, we were cooling, and one thing I appreciate. My sister turned around to me and went, "Yo, you're bringing up your daughter right." You know what I'm saying? So I don't pay attention to people that apart from my own fucking real family. Like, my sister came all the way from, like, she took a 2-hour journey to come fucking see us. And she was like, yo, you're doing right. And I was like, yo, there is no other fucking person on earth that'll tell me what the fuck I'm doing with my daughter. I'm a single fucking father, nigga. Like,
Where's your daughter right now?
she's in bed. Like, she's
Okay.
sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah. I decorated this house, pull out the toilet, the sink, everything, right? Reorganized, put the flooring down, like, with my own bare fucking hands. Like, I do this shit. I
Mm-hmm.
put a roof on the fucking house and everything. No one congratulating me about bullshit. I don't get no congratulations or pat on my fucking back. Nigga, I ain't
Do
got
you
no.
expect one though for doing what
Yo,
you're supposed to do?
sisters have a different fucking realm. Like, you guys. And that's why I say, like, when I say certain things, like, I get jealous about that shit because I can't walk into no fucking Costa Coffee or what the fuck or whatever and just sit down with another brother and go, okay, what does fatherhood look like? You know what I mean? Like, I see ladies doing this all the fucking time. It's crazy, and it's good for you, cool, but
Mm-hmm.
it don't rock like that with men. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking to PTA fucking meetings. There's like 99.9% females. I'm rocking in there like saying I'm a single father. What the fuck I gotta say? They ain't listening to me. In particular, I'm black. You know what I mean? They're all like mixed race, white, this, that, whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Because they're all involved in their own fucking business. I ain't got time for that. You know, at the end of the
Mm.
day, this is me for life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna change. That's worrying. And I know I ain't the only one.
Mm-mm.
You know?
No, you're not. There's a lot of black men out there raising their children, Simon. So
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
shouldn't
I
be
can think of 5 off the top of my head
right.
in close
I
proximity
know
to me.
right.
Yeah.
I know 4 at
Horrible.
least.
It's horrible and it's scary. And we need more support. That's what I'm saying. Because
Well, you got Simon. Long as you're doing right by your child as a black man, you got my support, brother.
Right.
You got my
Right.
support. But the only things that I disagree with you, all women are not sex objects. They're not just something that you can have and then go home and then just relax. You have to think about their emotions and their feelings too when you're dealing with them like that. You wouldn't want anybody to think of your daughter as a sex object. You see what I'm saying? And to me,
yeah, but I didn't know where you got that from. I didn't say anything about anyone being a sex object.
well, yeah, you did. That pussy's pussy. I mean, you equate it
Yeah,
to as just you can go get
yeah,
it when you want and come
that's
back
not.
home and all that. But it's not. It's more than just that. It's more than
I
just
didn't.
that.
Yeah, but that's not saying someone's a sex object. I mean, when I said pussy's pussy, I mean like most of the time, I've not come across many females that are kind of different. Like apart from what they're trying to get out of me. I mean, but I wouldn't say they're sex objects. That's kind of different. Like I would never say a woman is sex objects because
Mhm.
I might as well just fuck a hoe, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, I know that it's hard raising a child as a single parent. Period. Be it man or woman. Especially
Right.
there are more women out there. But when black men take on that role and responsibility, a lot of people look at it as he's not this, he's not that, he ain't doing all this, he ain't doing all that. No, you are doing the best you can as a black man raising a child. So no, I'm not going to down you for that. And I congratulate you on
From New York?
fixing your house up, keeping that home up for that child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a compliment.
Are you
That's a
from New
compliment.
York?
Oh, me? No, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I
Oh
was
boy.
born.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't live in Chicago anymore. Get that? I left Chicago when I was 13, but I moved to a place called Hopkins Park, Illinois, which is
Mhm.
Pembroke Township. If you look that up, you see it's one of the poorest rural areas
Nah,
in the
I ain't.
nation.
Nah, it's
But
cool.
back then, like I said, I was born in the 50s.
When you say you're from Chicago, I already got it. I'm like, God,
I know.
Mm.
I do have a
Really?
lot of relatives in Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. I have
yeah.
relatives in California. I also have relatives in Mississippi.
So, have you ever lived in the United States, Simon?
Nah, I've just traveled.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, you're not from the United States itself.
no, I've never lived in the United States, but
Okay.
I
Well,
got family over there and stuff that have, but I ain't. No, but I know
Yeah.
where it is. Um,
And
so
because it's easy to cast an opinion from afar. Like
right.
the first time I went to Bora Bora, I thought it was the most beautiful place. And my vacation time, which was 2 weeks, that wasn't enough for me. So I wanted to stay and I wanted to see not just the
don't let me cry.
what do you call like the tourist sites. I
You
wanted to
talking about
see
Bora Bora?
how the people live. But the longer that I stayed, I realized that the bugs were big as hell and they will eat you alive. I
They'll bite
realized that
you.
if you stay in the sun too much, it will burn your skin red. So things sometimes look really good
Yeah.
from the outside. But if you stay long enough, you realize it's a different experience. So that's why I asked, had you ever lived here or did you just,
I-
visit here or have
No,
family who lives here?
Nah, because why I said don't make me cry is because like I was in the army for a minute, right? And
Yeah.
when you're talking about bugs and shit, like being in the trenches and all that shit is
Mhm.
mud water drinking, like there's a lot. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it just brought back a lot of memories. I was just like, fuck that for a second.
Don't worry, Simon. I was in the Vietnam era,
Oh, wow.
so
Okay.
it was a lot worse. Even when I came home as a black man, it was even worse on me because I was called a baby killer and all this stuff. People were doing those kind of things in this country. Now I don't know how they accepted you over there back where you're from when you came back from war, but here it meant a lot to me, and I had to kind of separate that aspects from it. It hurts being a veteran, knowing that some people didn't even like me when I came home. I was already had a strike, but I had a double strike. You see what I'm saying? Because I served in the military during a time when that war was really hated by the American people. They had no business over there. I felt we had no business over there, but I went and did what I had to do and came on home. But it was hard. It's hard, and it makes you. You do have that. You do have PTS. I can feel that in you. You do have it. I have it in me too. That's why I don't even watch war movies. I don't play war games and none of that crap. So I learned to.
It's why people.
Because it's like it's two different. Can we all agree? Those of us who are well traveled can agree that it's a different experience visiting a place. Just like Simon, my first visit, I was in London and Chapel Hill, but then I had a friend who was from Liverpool, and I went and spent a significant amount of time, and it was a totally different experience than just visiting. And if you're from there, so I know you know what I mean.
No, yeah, Liverpool's completely different. The price of bread and butter is completely different. Sorry, I'm just
That's all right, Simon. There's nothing wrong with it, man. Go ahead on. There's nothing wrong with it. Right. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Trust me, in this space, Simon, you get to be whoever you are and feel all your feelings. It's all welcome here, and we'll protect you. Go ahead and feel your feelings, damn it. We got you.
Like you said, you're 100% man, and man is supposed to cry. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
Exactly.
I just hate.
I know you hate it, but that's all right. That's okay, man.
No, when you see people like that you love and like
yeah,
you see their leg off, it's just
it's hard. It's hard. And trust me, it's even harder when somebody you love has passed away, and you, like I was at a funeral yesterday. And she's a female friend of mine. I knew her for over 20 years. We're the same age. To see her in the state, and then when I said my final goodbye to her yesterday, man, it hurt so damn bad. It hurt me so bad. But I know life has got to go on. That's another thing. Life has to go on for you, Simon. You just can't. You can't live. You can't live dwelling on the bad things. Think of the things that make you happy. Think of the things that bring you joy.
I'm trying. I'm trying, nigga. Like,
I know it's hard. It's hard as men. We do that. I do it, Simon. I do it.
Nigga, like
I sit up here and cry about the people that I love. Like, even my siblings and relatives, I cry about them. And they're still here. I cry. But am I alone? No, I'm not alone.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm not alone.
Unless my
Can I tell you one person? And I'm gonna tell you one person that I know that will listen to me. I don't care where I'm at or what I'm doing. And that's my spiritual God. That person that you trust, that you believe in, you can talk to them and they'll tell you, hey, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. I don't know what religion you are or whatever, but I do know that everybody believes in something, a God or someone. And I call it a spirituality. It's spirit. It's the way your spirit moves you. And a lot of times our spirit moves us to a point to where we might do the things that we know that are wrong, but that's not the real spirit. The real spirit ain't gonna want you to feel sorry for yourself. The real spirit wants you to enjoy the things in life, to be able to get out there and appreciate the smell of grass being cut, appreciate listening to a bird sing, watching the sunrise in the morning. I done watched many a sunrise and many of sunsets. And let me tell you, it's always a miracle, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
I'm just thankful because I kind of find it hard to shed a tear sometimes, and if someone
I
can
know
make
it
me,
is. We've been told
yeah,
as men, you got to be strong. You can't show weakness. But no, no.
yeah,
You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself when you try to do, like I said, living happily ever after is only in fairy tales. It's only in fairy tales.
all
Nobody
I'm
lives happily ever after.
every like when I feel like this sometimes, if I don't like just shed a tear, I'll go like just do some stupid shit. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. And see, that's the times when you need to sit down and talk to that spiritual person within you and ask
Mhm.
yourself, do I really want to do this? Do I
Yeah,
really want to hurt somebody? And if your
and
answer is,
the apparent reason as well is like it could be anybody. It'll just be like whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mr. William and Simon,
mhm,
look at the back chat. If you can, click that link and tell me what click that
I
link and
can't
tell
even
me if
see
it
straight. I
pulls
got
up for
tears
you.
in my eyes. I can't fucking see straight.
okay, I'll try it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Voodoo Badu, hey, my darling.
Oh my
This
goodness.
thing, you still hanging in. You see it, Mr. William?
Yes, I see it, dear. I see it. Yeah,
That
and see, that's what I'm saying. That's when the mind plays tricks on you, does things to you. You
mhm.
can't you can't let that devil get in you, and that's what happened in that case, I believe.
And
Oh, that is a shame. That's a shame.
that's my little cousin. That's
Right.
What?
my past week. I told you this past week
Yeah,
been
babe.
that's what I've been dealing with.
Okay, honey. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I understand. I understand what you've been going through. I know, and I feel for you. My sympathy goes out to you and the family
I appreciate
because
it.
we wonder why. We always ask ourselves why, but the answer is we'll never know because I don't know. Like I said, we believe in things that
Um,
aren't true a lot of times. Like I said.
can I ask you a question?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like being a vet, how the fuck did you deal with it? Like,
How I dealt with it,
um,
Simon, I was fortunate enough to have family that I could talk with. I got the help that I needed. Uh, it it made me realize that man's inhumanity, and when I mean man's inhumanity toward man, is not just about being evil with people. It's about your inner self. How do you feel about your inner self doing that? Because I've taken lives over there and never knew this person. I was doing something that I thought was right, but deep in me, I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel good. And by the grace of God, like I said, if I hadn't got the help that I needed, and there are a lot of my friends that went over there and came back. I got a brother right now that has PSD so bad that it's out of it hurts. It hurts. I have another baby brother. He went through some stuff. So we have to be able to talk about it, be able to understand that it doesn't hurt to show your emotions. Being a man, that's where we hurt ourselves and we do things that we don't want to do because we want to lash out and say the things that we want to say, but sometimes we don't do it because we look at what society or the world might think of us as men.
oh,
And you
wow.
have it hard enough being a black man trying to express yourself without seeming like you're
An
uh
idiot.
idiot. Well, not an idiot, but you're so over overbearing. In
Have
other
you
words,
have you
you can't.
Fucking protecting the rest of the fucking world.
It'll be all right, man. You're gonna be all right, Simon. There's nothing wrong, man.
Let
There's
it out.
nothing wrong. Let it out. Let it out. There's nothing wrong. You're not less of a man to me because you're crying. You're more of a man because you cry. I've cried on these apparatuses too before, and I've had people tell me it's okay. It's okay, and it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you weak at all. People have emotions. They have feelings, and as black men, especially, sometimes we have to put our pride aside and let it go.
Right. It's okay.
Yeah. You're still a man. Period.
Right. And this is like Simon's second or third time being here, and I get just from what he says, Simon is used to meeting adversity. He's used to people chopping him down. I'm not going to do that, Simon.
No. Like I said, when he's telling me some of the stuff, I applaud him. I applaud him for that. There's not many men that'll go around and do the things that he has done in life to take care of himself and his child, especially being a single male parent. You know, he's proud of the work he's done there. Like you said, fixing the roof on his house. You don't have to have somebody come by and say, "Hey, man, nice work," but they know you're doing the work. They know that you're doing good. So a lot of people don't speak to other people when they should. A simple hello or just walking in a place with a smile on your face. You never know, it does wonders for a person. But we're so caught up now, the way things have been in life, to where we're afraid to wave at a person or tell them hello. We're afraid to even go out there and tell a lady she looks nice without her thinking, oh, he wants something from me. Same thing with a man, without thinking that this woman is a gold digger. Yeah, well, no, all women aren't gold diggers. There are some out there that will treat a man bad. We know this. I know this. But I'm not going to equate every woman to that situation or what happened to me in life. I'm going to go on continue being myself. And at my stage of life, at my age, hey, I'm not going to let nothing worry me. I can give you, if you ask me for the advice, I'll give it to you. I'm not going to volunteer it no more. I can just tell you what the kind of experience I have had, the things I've done, and the way I felt about it. So.
That's right, Miss Jean. I try to surround myself with positive energy, and I try to provide a space with positive energy. Like Simon came up, and I'm glad, because if he needed this, then let's give it to him. But me and Mr. Williams been up here talking about Herb and the weather and damn music and dancing, But if Simon needed this, let's give it to him.
Yeah.
Bless his heart, with no judgment. Yeah. With no judgment.
No judgment at all. I'm not judging him. No. If he likes pussy, I'm crazy about it. But what I'm saying is I go about it differently than he does. But his emotions and his feelings, no, I'm not going to ridicule that. Never will.
Absolutely not.
Because I'm a man and I know what it is to hurt. I know what it is to sit at home at times and wonder why. But like I said, I'll talk to that man upstairs and he shows me. I don't get pat on the backs for anything. Congratulations. I don't look for it. And that's another thing. When we look for people to give us that acknowledgement, and when they don't give it to us, we want to get angry. Don't get angry. Like you were talking earlier, you can read, you got a chat there. You can't say hello to everybody in the chat. And I'm like you, when you start going down that list and trying to say hello to everybody instead of getting into the commentary or what your feelings and thoughts are, no. It's hard being a content creator on here too. That's another thing. But if you just want to come out and talk with people and we sit back and have a good conversation. That's great. I love it. I love these kind of talks and things. And I got an idea. Let's do our music tomorrow night. Everybody calls Monday Blue Monday. Let's do the music tomorrow night. We're on the same time. We're on the same time zone too. That's another thing I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 12:31 here. So yeah, we're on the same time zone.
So. All right. Let me scratch a little note out to remind myself. What time we trying to do it, Mr. Williams?
I got plenty of notes up in here. What I got to do tomorrow. Simon, you okay? Did he go on mute?
I think so.
Yeah, he's on mute. He'll be back. But now let him know that, hey, man, you're no less of a man because you cry. Shit, you're even bigger man because you admit it.
So, hello.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Jean, hello, dear.
No, the thing is, it's like I swear to God, like I've only cried about 3 times in my life. And 2 times out of the whole time it's when I was a single parent. Like it's tough, man. Like
I know it is, man. I know it is.
Yeah, like there's no support for black men, like for real, like globally.
I agree with you on that. 100%.
I see what my sisters went through and stuff. They got houses, they got like support, they got like key workers and all this shit. Like if shit went down, it's like listen, they're about to take me out in 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my daughter be happy as fuck. So I'm like, what? What? What?
Yeah, as long as that smile on her face and her being happy should make you happy, regardless of what other people might think.
Listen, I don't need anything else.
Yeah,
I don't need cornflakes. I don't need like big banks. Like I'm rich as it is, and ain't doing shit for me. Like
the poorest man could be the richest man in the world if he would just let his mind let him.
I put myself out here. All these chicks came for me. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing.
Well,
Simon, are you looking at? I put it on the screen for you. Are you looking at the chat? You got women that are virtual strangers praying for you, and holding you up and lifting you up, and that's what you. It bugs me when content creators, and I'm not saying that you're a content creator, but when content creators only focus on the shady comments in their chat. What about the people that are supporting you? What about the people who are here to lift you up? It bugs me when people overlook that and they just want to focus on all the negative shit.
Yeah. I had to learn quickly, Simon, to let that bypass and forget about it, because there are some people out there that don't want to see other people happy, period.
Right.
No matter what.
Well, salute to your chat, if anything positive is actually going down. Like I just been I don't know why. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't have anything negative for anybody. But I'm just solo dolo out here. So obviously I just reach out, I go on YouTube, I speak to people.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to have certain people let me up, like yourself, and speak to Justin and stuff like that. Look, that's my praise, that's my honor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I die tomorrow, that's gonna be.
Look at it this way, Simon. You're not gonna die tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day for you. That's all. If you realize, hey, you got people on these apparatuses that do care about you, that are in your corner, and like she said, the people that speak ill will of others in chats, they're miserable themselves, and they want everybody to be miserable. I don't want you to be miserable, Simon. I want you to be happy. And you raise that girl to the best of your ability, and no matter what anybody says out there in the world, you're still a father. You're still a man,
Thank
and
you,
a
sir.
black man at that, doing the best he can. That's all I can say.
I appreciate you, sir. I'm gonna hop off because I've been doing too much, but
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've
You
been,
haven't, but if you need to take a breather, we get it.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
You haven't been doing too much. You just like you say, go inhale and exhale.
Okay.
That
Thank you.
movie, Exhale, I done exhaled plenty of times. Trust me.
Okay. Thank you for just allowing me to be human over here. I appreciate you.
No, no
Absolutely.
problem. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as in my words that I always tell people, I love you as Jesus loves us.
That part.
Yeah. Yeah, Newbie. I was thinking Monday, whatever time you want to do it Monday night, we can do it Monday night because I know all day long everything's going to be off the cuff, you know.
Mhm.
So, and if people want to come over, they'll come over. Like I said, even with my music that I do, I noticed that there's not a lot of people, but when I go and look at my analytics and stuff, I do have the replays. People come up and they listen, you know, and it just makes me feel good to know that, hey, I'm out there doing something when it comes to music and we can talk about the things that bring us joy.
Right.
You know, it's not a lot of craziness in the chat. People are talking. I notice even people that are enemies talking to one another, saying hi and all this good stuff. So yeah, that's what I love about doing my music on here. Even though I don't get paid for it, I don't care because I done learned that money doesn't mean everything in life. The joy
Right.
that I could bring you out of life is what matters.
I want
And
to. I'm trying to pull this thing up, Mr. Williams, before we get out of here, because we've been here 3 hours.
well, hey, time flies when you're having fun.
It always do, don't it? But somebody had asked me, where is it? God, I'm trying to figure. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to find. I just had it, and it's done eluded me. Okay, let me see if I can find. No, that ain't it.
I said one about where's Herb. Is that the one you said?
Yeah, do you see it? Because I don't even see it.
Yeah, I got it up. It came up.
Where'd it go, Mr. Williams? Dang. Okay, anyway,
one
you
thing
see
about
her,
one
right?
thing about me that I'm so thankful for. I'm so thankful for that God has kept my right mind to where technology hasn't overwhelmed me too much.
I swear.
Because things are changing. Things are changing. But yeah, where's Herb? Yep.
I think, okay, wait a minute. I think I'm going to try it one more time. If it don't work this time, I'm out of here. I don't care. Like, because it's, now see, it's pulling up. Wait, Mr. William, dang.
His share screen ain't working. I know what you're talking about.
It's sharing, but it ain't sharing what I wanted to share.
There he is. There he is.
Okay, you see it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when I have this thing when we talking, and I say we talking about Herb and the weather. If you go, Mr.
Mhm.
Williams, a lot of the people that I'm talking to they ain't even old enough to remember. But do you remember back in like the 80s, Burger King had this whole campaign about Herb, that man you see on the screen.
Yeah.
And he they don't got a whole picture, but he had on plaid pants and a bow tie and that jacket. If you spotted Herb in a Burger King, you won, like, I don't know what it was, $1,000, $10,000, something. You got a prize if you spotted Herb in your
Spotted
local
Herb in the
Burger
Burger
King.
King. Yeah.
And when that campaign was going, that's all people were talking about was Herb. So when I say Herb and the weather, it's just my way of saying we just talking about, casual thing, the weather and the news.
Yeah. There's some things that I remember. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Right.
I haven't seen one in years, but I know they're still out there.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Now
where
I'm
is
trying
her?
to take this stuff down. I can't see you, Mr. Williams. All I can see is Herb right now. Let me stop sharing.
Mm.
Well, yeah, that's Herb. That's Herb. That's so when you hear me say that, that's what I'm talking about. Herb and the weather. We just talk about news and weather.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Miss
All right,
Jean
dear.
put up a thing for Simon. Here's a counseling info in the UK. That is so kind of you to do that.
Thank you, Miss Jean. Jean has always been helpful with stuff and pull up stuff for us and get it. That's why I love her as a moderator too.
Right. And Miss Jean didn't even ask, nor did I tell her that she was going to be a moderator. She dropped down in my chat and I zapped her.
I did too. I zapped a couple of them like that. And another one that I want to give my kudos to is oh well, I'm always teasing her with a smile turns upside down. What is her name? See, that's a brain freeze. That's being old.
Yeah, I get it.
When you want to give people their praises, it's Vibrant Love. Yeah, with that
Vibrant is
smile.
also one of my moderators. Love Vibrant. She's so faithful.
Yeah, Vibrant Love with that smile. I say with that smile turned upside down because that's how I remember always coming on here with that little smile upside down. But yeah, Vibrant is another one, and I can't forget LaGail. I'm not going to forget LaGail because
Miss LaGail dropped down. She was in here with us tonight.
Oh, she was. I didn't see it. I didn't see her, but bless her heart too. That's my baby. That's my baby, y'all. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I don't care. Just don't get on her now, because I will get you.
And you did. It is what it is. I like Miss LaGail. Me and her became acquainted over to James' panel when she would be laid back on her sofa and I would be sitting up there cocked to the side. Yeah. And people like, why they up there? They ain't talking. They ain't moving. Leave us the fuck alone. We minded our business. Don't do me and Miss LaGail.
Yeah. She's been with me through thick and thin. And I tell you, it's great to have, like you said, it's great to have somebody that understands. Right. I'll put it that way. So,
well, Mr. Williams, I'm going to let you go. I don't know. I see a couple of other people. I don't mind promoting other people in my little chat. Lemon is live. And, shit, I think that's all. I don't see nobody else that I follow anyway. But I know Lemon is live if you want to go over there and see what he's talking about. But I have enjoyed you. We've been here 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, like I said before, time flies when you're having fun. And it was great that Simon came up. Right. And hopefully I was able to let him know, hey, man, you're a man just like I am. Right. There's no fault in crying. There's no fault in feeling that the way you do. Because if you don't let it out, those emotions will tear you apart.
Right. Pressure bust pipes.
Yes, it does.
I'm just glad that he was I feel honored when people are comfortable enough in my space or the space that I provide to go ahead and have their feelings. Shit, we human.
Yeah, we're human. We're human. We have to have somebody to talk to. Like I said, I've been to the psych, laid on the couch a couple of times before. And do I feel like I need to lay on it now? Not really, not just yet. But I know there will come a day when I will have to go back and talk to this. And she's a female. My psychiatrist is a female. So I just feel more comfortable talking with females about anything because I know, like you said, you ladies have a way of feeling things before a man even gets a hint of it. Right. So, yeah. And she brings that as a song.
Well, you saw the back chat. You saw what I'm pro counseling. And I myself go
Yeah.
and sit on the couch every opportunity that I get. If my insurance pay for it, I'm going.
There you go. And that's another thing I'm happy about. Hey, I got the insurance, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna use that insurance. Yeah. Regardless of what they might say or think about me, I'm happy. I done told people I live in a house that they converted it was converted from a garage into a 1-bedroom home, and I'm happy in it.
Ain't
So
nothing
don't
wrong with it.
ain't nothing wrong with it. Because I go out here in the streets and I see many people pushing around a shopping cart,
Hmm.
nowhere to go, and it's got cold. It's 20 degrees here tonight.
Right.
Where are
God
those
bless the
poor
homeless.
people at? Yeah, God bless them. You know, but as that old song say, the Lord will make a way somehow.
Absolutely.
And if we believe that, then we shouldn't have any problems. And don't be quick to jump on people when they get on here, because a lot of people just need to have somebody listen to them and talk with them and
Hmm.
share things that maybe just because that person's not near us or around us, they can share with us, and don't
Yeah.
take that and use it as a weapon against them or
Right.
try to.
And you know, there is one, I won't say her name because Miss Williams, you know, I'm particular about saying people's name when they're not here to speak for themselves. But there is
Hmm.
one person that is always getting dropped off of people's panels and paid down. And oh my
Yeah,
God,
I
getting
know
tomatoes
exactly who
thrown
you're
at her.
talking about. Yeah.
And when she comes over here, we have the best conversations. And they like, she always calm over to newbies. But the one thing the newbie understand about her is that she just want to be heard. And I just shut up and let her talk.
Better
She
talk.
just
Yes.
want to be heard. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. And even if in our minds it doesn't make sense, it makes sense to that person.
Right.
Period. Period. So, like I said, there's no such thing as happily ever after. Even if you're married, single, divorced, widowed, or whatever, there's no such thing as happily ever after.
Mm-mm.
So,
It's as happy as you make it.
as you make it, there it is. There it is, sweetheart. Okay, Newbie, I'll be looking for your thing tomorrow. What time?
Okay,
You
so we're gonna do that on your channel
whenever
or
you
mine, or
come.
what you want to do?
I got you. We can do it online. I got you on notifications every time you come on. You boom. I got
Okay.
you. So yeah. When you're there, I'll be there. I
Let me
don't
see
care if
what
it's
Miss Jean said. I would love
mm,
to counsel people. Maybe open up a line to talk. Miss Jean, yay. Let's look into it. Let's look into it, Miss Jean. You know I'm with
yeah,
it. You
yeah.
know I'm with it. But okay,
Never
Mr. Williams, we will do that. And I'm going to say right now, because like I didn't you look
there's
too
more to
much for the
life than
back chat. My
YouTube. I
mind been all
realize
over the
that.
place. I got my
Right.
notifications on. You go ahead and fire it up, and I'll join you on your thing, and we'll do our thing from there.
Okay, dear. Okay.
All right.
Because
Thank
there
you
is more to
so
life
much.
than
I
YouTube,
have
and I
enjoyed you
understand.
immensely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. Great being up here with you this evening. Thank everybody. And Gene Ho, thank you for sticking with us, and love you, darling. You know how I feel about you.
All right, Mr.
All
Williams.
right.
Thank you
And
so much.
you, all right. Bye bye, newbie.
Bye. Well, with that said, all hearts and minds satisfied. Ain't too much more for me to say. Thank y'all so much for coming and listening and seeing what we had to say. I know we were all over the place, but I think the Lord's work was done on tonight. And I appreciate everybody who took part in it. You have been in the lab. I am your mad scientist with her pen and pad. Learn things.